#1 Iron Age Booty Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Age Nights. What's going on, everybody? How are all of you doing? Damn it, and he's doing the thing again.
Let's.
Oh,
IRL
God.
chat.
IRL chat. Holy shit. Richard, you're on mute. Richard, you're on mute.
Evaleigh plan.
Take those mute buttons off, gentlemen. There you go. What's up, everybody? So go down here, unmute some peoples. How is everybody doing?
Good.
Good.
Doing A-OK.
Awesome.
Just bunch of uncharismatic mofos.
I was going to say 2024 is off to a
it's just like a bunch of metal motherfuckers, and they're the most just lackluster. Like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's fucking,
We're all right.
I'm fine, thanks.
No, you
I
don't
was had a
okay.
jolly good
What the
start to
fuck?
the year, I must say.
Warming up.
Interrupted my reading of instruction manuals for fun.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, just be prepared.
I
when
stopped
you do.
watching paint dry to come on here.
And it was lead paint, so it was extra delightful.
Oh, God. Just make sure to lick the lead paint. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Age Nights number 64. It is awesome to have everybody here. Tonight, we have an entire panel of people, but one project. We'll probably talk about a bunch of other projects as well, because it's this show, and on panel shows, we usually make it about 15 minutes before we go off the rails. But ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be an awesome show tonight. We're going to talk about a fantastic project. These are a bunch of musicians sitting here, and I'm very, 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 very glad to be doing this. So hopefully you guys have a good time in the chat. And before we get to introducing everybody, let's say hello to the chat over on YouTube, or over on Rumble. We've got Garham. What's going on, man? What's going on, Chatsu? He's just dropping by to say hi and smack the butt. Might be back later. Okay, that's okay.
All right.
At least he smacked the butt on his way out. At least he was nice about it.
Got it.
All right, we got
True
Pritchard.
misogyny.
We got Pritchard Pub down in the chat. That is Mrs. Pritchard. So it's awesome to see you, Trippy Soul. What's going on, man? How you doing? We got Tim Allen. What up? A.S. Brunert, Michael D, because I am not pronouncing your last name. I keep telling you, bro. What's going on, man?
Michael D.
Evaleigh, you're on the stream. Where are you?
It's a different one.
It's a different one.
It's him with the eye patch.
It's him, yeah. It's not me. It's my alter ego. It's
The chick version.
It's chick. Oh God, Timo
Bruce
Burnham.
mustache.
What's going on, Timo? How are you doing, man? We got TJ Marquis in the chat as well. Swift Sword Rush, how are you doing? We got Horizon Talker. What's going on, man? JVP, you're on the fucking show. You don't.
Also him with an eye patch.
Also him with an iPad.
Possibly two. I am in charge now.
He didn't even respond. JVP's just like, whatever. You guys take it. Garham, he's double dipping, man. What's going on? We got, I think I also said hello to Tim Allen. Yes, I did. 10 Gauge, what's going on, man? It's good to see you down there. Jersey, what up? Whimsyland. Dude, you're in the fucking, you Chicago voting sons of bitches. Anyway, AC Pritchard, you're on the show.
Oh, whoops.
Royce is getting grazed tonight.
My bad.
You know what? Never tell the chat not to do something. Chat doesn't listen. Periops Press, how are you doing? It's awesome to see you. Brian Sanchez, what's going on? Dice Bag Games, awesome to have you here. The Lord Otter, what up, dude? We got Mrs. RH Snow in the chat as well. Guilty Gearhead, Swift Sword Rush, and I am hoping to. Oh, American Comics Co. Hey, what's going on? I shall switch to my Comic Co account. There you go. Somebody's trolling me at this point. Iron Age Media also in the chat. We got Weefy. Well, who is Weefy?
My man.
117. Drops a
Weefy's-
super chat for $20.
Nice.
Hail to the Iron Age. Holy shit, dude. Thank you so much.
He is one of the lads, one of the real ones.
Yeah.
Big,
yes.
big.
The real MVP.
$20 is
Absolutely.
not cheap, man. Thank you.
We got
Godspeed,
good sir.
It's like 2 cartons of eggs these days.
Something like that. We just gave. Funny enough, we just gave away 5 dozen eggs today because we have too many.
Nice.
That's like gold, man.
I
That's
know,
really
right?
generous.
And
You,
when
you need to go into illegal egg sales.
no,
Yes.
no. We like the barter system out here. We trade eggs for lots of things that are beneficial to us. Anyway, we got Coast Cat down in the chat. What's
Coast
going
Cat.
on? It is good to see everybody. I hope that Redoubt Productions just joined in as well. Eric Grant also. You guys are coming in too hot and heavy. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's going to be a good one. We have Mrs. Iron Age Media down there as well. If he saves enough eggs, he could get a goat. No, God damn it, I'm not doing it.
That would be like 3
Oh.
eggs. That'd be like 3 eggs. They're so
Wow.
valuable these days.
Wow. That's just where it goes.
3 whole egg.
3
I don't
whole
know
eggs.
I don't know what
Damn,
my life
it's like a
went.
whole goat.
The goat comic, the noble goat farmer can goat rancher can also be involved in illegal egg sales. I think that's a good, origin story.
Make a Breaking Bad, but with eggs.
Yeah, there you go.
Periops
And a goat.
says, I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling very represented tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the second complaint. I saw
Yeah.
Sword Rush down there complaining. I'm sorry.
I
Sorry,
think
ladies.
we're a
Try to
pretty
be more
diverse panel.
talented. Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, damn, Richard.
That's usually something I
Hey.
would say. Fuck. Well,
No,
with that
no.
intro,
You know,
We've got some
Ladies,
ladies
probably
coming up
put
on
some
the next
baby
one.
powder on that
I would
hand
like to
before you
introduce to
sing.
you Richard of Iron Age Media.
With the venom.
How are you doing, Richard?
I'm just, apparently popping off today.
Yeah.
There's
This may
some
be Richard's
ladies
last
that
show.
we're going to be working with in the future. So yeah, I was going to say that now there's a revolt starting with RH Snow. I see. This is not good.
Viva la
Um,
revolucion.
Oh no. Oh, no. Now I get the ladies trying to take down the chat because my co-host had to say some shit.
Every revolution needs a lord or a lady at the helm.
God.
There we go.
That's what they say.
I was gonna say it's been a busy week just trying to get everything going with start of the new year. Just it's there's a lot of things going on, so trying to stay
I
afloat.
can attest to that because I'm part of those things in some
Yes,
capacity.
yeah.
Anyways.
Jake knocked out a great trailer for issue number 3, and we're getting all sorts of stuff rolling there. Yeah, it's been busy but good. So
There you go, man. Well, at least at least it's been a better week for me this week than it was last week. So I'm ready to just resume normal cruising speed, but I kind of have to get back to cruising speed because When you have the week that I had last week, you kind of lose a lot of momentum. It's like, all right, I got to get back into the groove. So,
I hear ya.
Ghost Cat for $6.66. Boy, that's omen. A blessing from the dead.
Are they grateful?
Thank you.
Yes. 6 is yeah.
Thank you
Maybe
so much.
unquiet.
Thank
I
you,
accept.
Ghost Cat. I appreciate it. Mario Trujillo for $10. Says, Royce, do you have a leather apron or protective sleeves? They are a must-have for welding. My father was an industrial welder for almost 40 years. Use protection and buy the goat, Royce. No, I've got an FR pearl snap. Your dad will understand that. No, I don't wear leathers. I wear a fucking pearl snap. It's FR. So yeah, that's a legit thing too.
If you have the job and you haven't gotten burned yet, it works.
Nope.
Leathers would be the traditional, more medieval, ancient DNA approach.
Yeah, but when it's 100 degrees outside, dude, I can't even get my welders that I'm the safety guy for to wear their leathers on a 100-degree day. They're just like, okay, they're like, no, safety guy. I see what you're saying, but it's 100 degrees, and I'm like, yeah.
This is leather.
Would you like me to die? Sure.
So, yeah.
Although I would like to see full medieval Smith, Smoker Royce at like the Renaissance Festival or something. Just like the smoker night, walking around.
Royce. There's a mental image.
No, that's just you guys are all weird.
Riding a goat? Is he riding a goat, AC, or?
Oh, always.
Daniel P. Riley, how are you doing this work?
I'm good.
This week, God, I can't even speak.
This work.
My brain went. I had about 4 thoughts in my head at that point in time, and I was like, well, I got to pick one. Turns out I picked about 3 of them.
Yay! Multitasking.
Yeah, it doesn't work when you multitask the sentences together. How have you been this week, good sir?
Good. Busy. Very busy.
Good,
getting the final storyboard done for issue number 2 of the comic and working on people's projects again after the holidays. Crazy busy.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I will say this. I'm gearing up to do that thing that I've been telling people about, and I'm hoping by the end of January I'll be able to do an announcement. So hopefully by the end of January we shall see how long it takes to do the test run of the thing, and then it probably won't happen. I'll be like, oh wow, I'm terrible at this thing that I wanted to do. So yeah, anyway. But no, so it seems like the new year, everybody's just like, yeah, basically we're all doing projects. That's which is good because
that's the way.
Well, you surround yourself by people that are constantly succeeding in one form or another, and you're just like, I like doing that because I'm like, man, I don't want to be the guy that gets left behind. Surround yourself by people who are succeeding and just driving forward, and you're all just like, all right, well, I gotta keep up, So yeah.
Well, Royce, actually, it's kind of funny that this got brought up. I just heard somebody mention something about this the other day. It was like, if we want to move forward, or attain a goal, we need something to push against. Otherwise, there's no growth, right? It's just like lifting weights. You need that weight to push against, and that's why a rival, or just what you said, just having other people around so that you'll feel like you don't want to be left behind. But I digress.
No, that's exactly what I was saying too. And we probably get into a lot of that later this evening, but usually it takes about 45 minutes to get through intros of the panels.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the Gen Zer that has probably the oldest soul that I've ever met.
The Zoomer Boomer.
The
Zoomer. I'm not
pretty much. Yes.
Zoomer Boomer. That's this man. Yeah. No. It's crazy when you meet this guy. You're like, wait a minute. You're in your early 20s. What the fuck? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, J.Calta of 365 Infantry.
Hello. How are we all doing?
Good. How are you doing? How was your week, man?
It was a nice ease into the new year, because I've I got a few things that I'm working on now. I'm actually doing editing together book covers for DMR Books, a wonderful publisher of fine fantasy and really heavy, dark, classic style fantasy of the Howard variety.
There you go.
Just got done doing the first cover. Looking forward to doing the next one. Dave's incredibly great to work with. So buy that man's books. Every author on the list. He didn't pay me to show it. He just paid me for the cover. But by God, buy, sell. Let's maybe half the night. No, but other than that, putting together my own the 3 releases for 365 that have been coming along quite nicely.
You have been doing a lot of updates.
Also, yes,
I know because I get them in my email.
And of course, yeah, no, and that was the last article we put out. End of the year article showcasing the wonderful art made for the series as kind of a last hurrah before I say blackout mode, but it's probably just going to be a monthly announcement saying, hey, here's book 1. Here's book 2. Surprise soundtrack album. Here's book 3. And then, oh my goodness, issue 8 is here. Where did that happen? No, but that's the hope anyway.
There you go.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Well, good deal.
Throw a mini issue in there. Write a little novella along the way. Publish that out of the blue. Have fun. Go for broke.
Just sell everything out of chronological order. That way people go, what the fuck happened? And then they have to buy the books to fill in the gaps.
That's not far off from the methodology.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, I'll put it this way. I was going back over specifically the second thing, which is all of our flash fiction, which put end to end is about 30,000 words.
Jeez.
So
that's
over 30 plus stories, I think. I think the final tally was like 39 or something. Anywho, and I was going over it, and there's a lot of stuff I'm noticing where it's like, I hope people like lore, because it's not being given to you as lore, but if you start connecting dots, you're about to find a few things in there. Like, I think, and I remember this happened to me early on when I was writing the first round of Red Light Bites. I think it was last spring, and it's like, did I just come up with another fucking storyline incidentally? Like, I'm going back over each story and like, that.
Okay, that's every fucking writer.
Okay.
Okay. So 1, that's every writer that I talk to. 2, we're just, sir, calm your tits for like 5 minutes. Okay.
Never.
That being said, ladies and gentlemen, the man who is well known for doing a plethora of music and working with a lot of people. I have a terrible intro. I was going to come up with something snarky. I have nothing snarky to say. JVP, how you been, man?
Pretty good. Hail to the chat. Nice to see everybody there. Thanks for having me back again.
Don't hail the chat.
The ruthless one.
I am the chat.
I am the chat.
I am
become chat, destroyer of worlds.
No, I think
not a lie, though.
I think what is this, like my 4th, 5th time back on Iron Age Night? So I appreciate you guys putting up with me and bringing me back on.
No, absolutely, dude. I'm glad to have you back, man.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to Ruthless too. I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit more about that later.
Absolutely,
later in the show. For
sure. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit
blessed.
About
that. I just want to say this. I was blessed to hear an early mix, and I'm just saying, you guys have been warned. This one's gonna kick some serious ass.
Oh, you got to hear an early mix? What the fuck?
Yeah, I went pretty aggressive with this one. Very metal.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see.
Now, this is a bridesmaid, never a bride. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the guy who definitely is making a name for himself in the Iron Age as well, doing music. He did the music for Daniel P. Riley's fantastic trailer for the G. Sedai comic book. Evaleigh Music, man, how you been, dude?
I'm doing all right. Just want to say, in the infamous words of Teddy Wong, greetings and ovulations. There we go. I'm doing well. I'm doing good. It's a little late. It's a little bit past my bedtime, but I'm here. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. It's good to be on with all these cool cats.
Oh God.
All these
And
cool
of course,
cats.
that's the line you open with. So now I can't introduce you as the Scream Machine because now that's going to have a whole lot of connotations for the rest of the night.
It's like, why does this panel sound like screaming cats? I don't know. I don't know.
I can make that happen.
No,
Can't imagine
so we're
why.
gonna not take that idea.
I think we could all make that happen pretty easily. Yeah.
Probably, yeah. But, hey, let's not, and also say we didn't.
We could send the show off that way. How about that?
Oh no,
Screaming
God.
cats.
I'll be drunk by then. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Probably.
It's
Mario-
basically an MIB memory wipe at that point, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's immortalized on. What the fuck?
What's all that blood doing on the wall? When did that happen?
Okay. Whatever
could
the hell you
channel
do,
the
you're
brown note.
Not gonna.
Let's have a glazed look, making
Yeah.
meow noises into the
Brown
microphone.
The
Really
funniest-
close.
The funniest drunk face that I ever saw was when Daniel was really, really hammered and the wall fell behind me. Dude, Daniel looked like the room moved on him. He was just like, like he had to grab something just to make sure. He was like, whoa. Really quickly.
All the
let me
colors
grab
were running together at that point.
Oh, God. Oh, geez. Really quickly, let me grab these before I introduce my next two guests. Mario Trujillo for $5 says, death by heat stroke or power sander to the chest. Do you want to feel like I'm on fire or being set on fire from loose sparks? What does HL cover? What the hell are you talking about? HL. I don't know what HL is. And death by heat stroke is not a fun way to go out. And most of the time, if you're wearing any sort of FR, it'll catch whatever power tool hits you. So you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Just turn it off, or be smart and buy a power tool with an active safety switch on it. So if you do lose control of it, it shuts off. They're spendy though. They're spendy. The $40 grinders don't have that. Ask me how I know. Weefy117 says JC. Is literally if Michael Jackson's "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" was a person. Absolutely mad lad.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Kikomon for $2 says, show me, show you, Kikomon. And then Kikomon for $10 says, oh shit, look at all these musicians. Evaleigh, Chillkid, JVP. Does 365 or AC make music? Yes, they do. Either way.
Yes,
woo.
we do indeed.
Yes, they do.
We're not just
Fun
letting
fact,
anybody
it's
in
on
here.
this. It's on this record and in parts elsewhere too.
Yes. All right, Mr. AC Preacher, what's going on, man, dude? I haven't talked with you in a hot minute, dude. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, brother.
Good, man.
Happy to say that just in this short time that I've been in the community, I've appeared on this show twice, and you guys, here I am the third time, and I feel like I'm only taking on more projects and growing. So, like what you were saying about momentum, man, it's resonating with me. So happy to be here,
Dude. I think that's one of the coolest things that I see with the Gilded is the momentum that the Gilded has. It's just everybody. I mean, even it's funny. People come in, they share their memes. They're like, "Hey, good morning, everybody," and then there's a quick meme, and then all of a sudden it's, "Oh, by the way, here's all these projects that we're working on," and everybody's constantly talking about just how they're moving forward, and it's just like it's just a community of momentum. It's really, really freaking cool.
yeah, dude.
So-
And like I'm settling into a new place here, so maybe my sound might be a little different tonight compared to like streams on my own channel or past appearances, but you'll have to bear with me. It's the fireplace today, but we'll probably get everything set up, and that's why I'm a little bit behind on spirit animals as well. Just moving stress and all that. We've been really busy. Still got a lot of stuff to move in. So
Yeah, it's
Oh,
hard to compartmentalize that kind of stuff. Yeah.
dude,
Oh yeah, especially when you're moving.
yeah.
Because it's like, okay,
It's a
I have
lot.
to get this much work done, so the computer has to be the last thing that I pack up. And
Yeah.
then you still
Yeah.
have to do that stuff while you're packing, and it never seems to work out the way that you think it does it?
Right.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have everything all on like my laptop. That's like my work like device. There's no bullshit on there. So
Well, there you go. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, last but most certainly not least, we got the guy who is the sound of Star Shatter, the tabletop RPG that we play here on the channel with Black Knight as our DM, but this guy does the music for it. Ladies and gentlemen, Chillkid, what's going on, man? How you been?
I don't know if Chillkid can actually understand us. I dropped that in the private chat, but he's gone nonverbal on us, unfortunately. No, I'm kidding. It's his...
He must be moving too.
That pipe.
Is it his internet? Okay.
Yeah. So, Evaleigh, I think in the Gilded chat, he said that this is against my... I would never do this, but he says that Evaleigh is welcome to, answer for him. So if you want to know anything about Chillkid, you can just ask Evaleigh.
Oh, God. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this kicked off in a way that...
All right.
Let's kick this off. God, I hope this comes through clearly because a lot of times it does not because StreamYard screws up. If it doesn't come through clearly, Richard, you'll have to email me the MP3 and then we'll play the MP3 through StreamYard. Because that's how I will do it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, these are the members of First Strike, which is from Tempered Records. So let's go check out the leading single. Nope. Too many things open. It was going to be awesome. I ruined it. All right, guys, here we go. Hopefully the sound comes through.
Couldn't ignore
voice. You're talking, but nobody
Maybe this
can
is
hear
for
you,
the
though.
best.
My
Still
dad,
hasn't
holy
figured it
shit!
out. There we
There
go.
he is.
Wait, I haven't listened to the whole track yet. I listened to part of it a while when it went live, but I haven't listened to the whole track yet, man. That was really funny. And partially because I may or may not have known that the stream was happening when the track came out. So I was like, wait, I want to get like a partially real reaction when I listened to it for the first time.
Oh, that was the
What if it's
live
really
reaction.
bad though? And you're just like, ooh.
He's just like, oh.
The fuck? No, I will say this. I will say this. I'm hearing a lot of the gallops that you were doing in there, and I'm just like, oh, that's a hand cramp and a half. Like I can't. I'm also out of practice on the guitar, dude. A lot of people were like, I was like, who the hell does this remind me of? And a lot of people were like throwing out like, you sound like this band mixed with Kill Switch, and I was like, oh yeah, old Kill Switch.
Well, that's
Like
very
old-
nice.
Old Kill
I'm
Switch.
blushing.
Old Kill Switch was better than new Kill Switch, but
Agreed.
Not just
I'm
that
just breathing.
sabotage mixed with kill switch. That's high praise, man. Right there.
dude.
I'm retiring, boys. I'm announcing my retirement. I did it.
You can go out on top.
Top of the mountain.
All right.
First
All right,
strike, the
so-
farewell E EP.
So we have a collection of musicians here tonight. You just heard the EP, the lead single by Evaleigh Music off of First Strike. So the first question to ask about First Strike is, who in the fuck thought of this idea?
All right, so now I get to go into project history.
The wizard approaches.
The wizard approaches.
Well, so what happened was sometime back in March, Evaleigh himself actually had mentioned, kind of like an idea once Saturday started to like pick up steam.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, since there are a bunch of musicians around here, would you guys want to come and jam on something? And at the time, it's just like I was like, yeah, no, it sounds cool. And then, Richard comes to me and be like, do you think going into music at some point could be like feasible? And I wasn't able to commit during March, but in June I revisited the idea, reached out to everyone from that original post, and voila, basically got everyone on board. And I think the only other rope-in we really had was AC, because I believe that was Evaleigh who had also mentioned him. So, and once we got that, we started getting into meetings, and the whole idea of the EP was just as a showcase. So there wasn't really an overarching theme, although one ultimately kind of emerged of, kind of like this kind of like George storytelling and also all these different aspects of, fighting the fight and all that. But at the outset, the core idea was just, we want to showcase everyone's kind of natural, like, this is my style, this is my statement, this is what I do. And of course, moi had to get involved on the record as well. But and ultimately,
Hey, take that as cocky as hell or humble. It's just the way that you said that. I'm like,
it's
don't
open to
know.
interpretation.
I believe
Don't
that's
start
what's
your
known as a
interpretation
humble brag.
shit with me. I know. Humble brag.
No, but in all seriousness, the whole thing is basically because we're kind of kicking around track, like, how long the thing should be. And ultimately, we settled on doing a 6-track record, which is everyone has a song, and then we have a collab at the end. And that is what we have at the end of the day. And it's this mix of different styles of metal as well as different styles of electronica. And the nice thing about the collab is that they all kind of come together into this kind of slick hard rock with a bit of funk in there too. And it's a really it goes all over without sacrificing something of a consistency, because obviously when you're going from style to style, naturally things are going to get different. Naturally you're going to be like, oh, this has more of a fantasy tinge to it, this is more like straight up synthwave. And again, just kind of go back, because what I wound up doing is with the title track, which literally you're switching genres midway through the track. Like it goes from like, standard synthwave to like drum and bass, and then everything stops for 5 seconds, and you go right back to the electronica thing. And that's kind of the overall gist of First Strike. It's kind of like going through all these different styles, but all of it's going from strength to strength. And I'm really proud of the roster. I really am.
And the cool part was too is that because I remember being in the early conversations and sadly I had to bow out on this one, and I will say this, I'm glad that I did because I realized I would not be able to keep up with these guys. I don't have the production chops on my end to do it, nor the ability to record as well. And so I'm really glad that I bowed out on this one because I think I would have dragged you guys down after what I just heard. But what I remember when I was in the first couple of conversations with this is that it was one of those things. It's like not a single person here was willing to cop out and just throw a track that they'd written a few years ago on. Everybody was like, no, we're going to come out swinging. If this is, I didn't even know it was called First Strike until there was a name that we came up with that, God, I wish we remembered that. You guys are written down. What the hell was that?
There were a bunch of names.
There was a bunch of names, but
I remember the first name. The original title we had really kind of liked the sound of was Doomed to Succeed, which to be fair, sounds like a killer doom metal album.
It does.
There was also one called Get Hammered.
Hey, look at that beer.
What was
I like that title.
There was a lot of funny names that were tossed around.
That's the musician's process, man.
Baby Anvil. I can't remember. There was a baby name.
Oh my god!
So
I had a dream, and that name was in it somewhere. And I pitched it to Chaz, the guys, I had a dream, and this was in there. Like, that actually sounds not terrible. It might be something.
Oh god! So starting out with all this, man, you get a collection of musicians together. You've got various different styles, various different things that all of you want to say. All of you have very different backgrounds, but somehow all ended up here working on this album. And if you guys want to do the round table, and I will, I know Chillkid's having some audio issues right now, but we'll tag in, we'll tag AC Pritchard. I know, but we'll tag in AC Pritchard real quick, unless Chillkid can actually do the audio. If he's good, if he can come in, you don't know. I
think he heard fragments of Chillkid.
Mime it to us. All right.
Chillkid has taken the role of Harpo Marx.
Just have him do hand signals. We'll have like reverse sign language. Chillkid can just kind of wave his hands.
We're doing like tactical call outs.
And then Evaleigh can translate.
So I was like over here in my life, God. And then now I'm over here in my life. I don't know, but anyway,
and then,
so all right. So here's what I wanted to ask: what was it like going through the process, which a collection of musicians like this, because it's something I've never done. Usually it's dudes, you're in a basement, you're drinking some beers, you're writing songs together, stuff like that. This seems very different, especially doing it remote. And what was it like going through this whole process for you, AC Pritchard? And then when you're done, pass it off to the next person. We'll do a round robin. What was this process like?
That's a good question. Well, for starters, I was really humbled and honored when I was invited into this. Evaleigh had mentioned early on, like I was still relatively new to the community, and after my appearance on Iron Age Nights, Evaleigh got wind that I used to do music, and we started talking. He checked it out, and he was like, "Oh wow!" And he's like, "Oh, I mentioned your name to J.Calta," and I'm like, "Oh okay." I think I've heard that name. I was still new at that time, and got the invite, and that was cool. But as far as the process goes, it was really refreshing to like be in another like cabal of like-minded musicians trying to achieve a goal within a set amount of time, and then pulling it off. It is just like a really like refreshing, reinvigorating experience, because like the last song I wrote was like back in 2016, 17, something like that. I have a backlog of like 5 songs that I haven't released yet. That I'm probably definitely going to release them all now, after cool. this, which I owe to Evaleigh directly. For real. No. Don't listen to him. This man
I know.
mailed me a mic. He mailed me a mic.
Oh,
he's like,
shit.
no, He's like, no. And the weird thing, the reason I haven't done music in so long, I was like, I'm done with this till I get a good job. Then a couple of years later, I got a good job, and I'm like, I'll just pause that. I'm not really feeling it anymore.
Mhm.
Maybe if the universe pulls me back in some way, and then years later, with this mindset, I get married, move all this, and then all of a sudden, Evaleigh is like, yo, the universe wants you back in this, bro. So strap up,
You said something there, and I want everybody to remember this for later because I do want to touch on this. But like-minded musicians, if you've ever met musicians, most of them don't think the way that all of us do here. A lot of them are not very
Normal.
We'll touch base on that later. But AC, man, well, dude, I'm glad that you got into it, dude. And unless you got some more to fill out with that, man, pass it off to whoever you want to, or keep going. Either way, we're here for a few hours.
a little more.
No, keep going.
The last part of the creative process that really like struck with me was like there was this element of discovery, So we were kind of like set loose to create our own visions with this and stuff, and I kind of like through the creation process, built the whole song from scratch for the first time. Usually I am all like writing all the lyrics and vocal rhythms and stuff, and lending my my ear to the instrumentals a little bit, but never like hands on. Okay, I'm tracking.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, let's go. The way I arrange it is gonna like show in the final product and stuff like that. Stuff like that. And through that, I was just like, I decided to try something a little bit new as far as vocals, and I actually discovered a new vocal style in the process. So there was this element of discovery.
Cool. I love when all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I can do that.
Right. And you can hear the difference in my track and then my vocals on the collaboration, because I actually figured it out after I did my track. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. So you get a little variety there, and I'm probably planning on doing this style a lot more, because I realized it's kind of like what like Kurt Cobain does a little bit, and I was just like, I actually really dig this, even though there's not much melodic range to it. I really dig it. Yeah. So I'm proud to share that. Do more in the future for sure. Yeah.
There is a song I think of that I did years ago when I figured out a new thing that I could do with my voice. And like, I still remember the first time I was like, hey guys, I was just thinking like we needed something else. And I pulled it off in our practice session, and the guys just stopped and they were like, okay, you always sing that song that way from now on. Like that, dude. And it's a great feeling. It's unreal. It is
100%
real, dude. That makes me excited to hear that you were able to figure out something else to do with your voice, man. Oh, that's fucking killer, man.
So you got like the classic AC, which I was like, what's the point of doing it if you don't lean into some of what you're like good at,
right.
Like tinkered a little bit, so pretty happy.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. You can't mute yet. You got to pass it off. You got to pass. It's your job to pass the. But what do you expect me to host my own show?
You're making me pass the chocolate egg. I passed.
Sure, that's what it's called.
Yeah. I passed to. Oh, damn! That's great evasion right there, dude. That's like 4D chess.
Bob and weave,
Holy
boys,
shit!
He says he can't
Holy
hear
shit! Well, there's only one target now. JVP. Catch.
Okay.
JVP.
Yeah.
All right.
To pivot off of what AC said, we really did push ourselves, and we should print that group chat behind the scenes. And
For the love of God,
PDF.
put it
Transcript.
in the album.
It's like a million
That
pages.
shit in the album, the album booklet,
It's very
or make it a special edition.
We
for
might have
the
to do a
album.
special edition. I was saying we might have to do a
It's
special
fucking
edition with all
CD
that.
booklet. You can get them things printed for fucking somewhat kind of cheap. I know because I looked into it a while back.
There you go, Kiko. Caught it.
I say
God.
it's ordered.
Where's my
It's set.
camera?
We're not
There we go.
changing anything. No more
There you
changes.
go.
Send me the group chat.
Richard's
Send me
like,
the
I don't
group
want to
chat.
work on anything else. Stop it.
No, we're done. It's mailed in.
Yeah, the
What about
whole
stretch goals, Richard?
No, I don't
No.
believe in stretch goals anymore.
I don't believe in stretch goals anymore.
so the whole process was pretty brutal. I mean, we were all very forward in our thoughts about some of the early cuts of the music, and wasn't always nice. And it was cool because nobody really took it to heart. We all kind of came back immediately and came in with something else. Every person in that chat really responded immediately to any kind of constructive criticism to try and improve their song. And I actually, believe it or not, I actually missed the first meeting and apologize profusely of this whole project.
I was welding and running an angle grinder. You didn't miss much.
But when I came in the second meeting, and I'm not like I'm just a musician as part of the project, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, am I the senior on the project? Is anybody over 40 or no?
No.
Yeah, I think I'm the senior. So I came in and as
Only
the
Jake
senior,
in spirit.
only Jake. Well, Jake's 60 in spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of came in and I said,
like the old.
I said, as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to try and produce the best song I ever produced for this, and I hope you guys try and do the same, just to kind of like set a bar, right? And everybody surpassed it. Everybody surpassed that bar through the process. It's very interesting to see. The collab, which I can't wait for everybody to hear. That's where kind of AC found his new voice. That was from challenging and everybody challenging each other, and it came out great. I love it. So yeah, just
And
just
you
some
guys
kind of,
didn't break down in a horrible fucking fight that ended the project.
no,
Wow.
it was pretty.
That is
pretty-
Mainly because we couldn't throw
musician-like.
fists at each other through the screen, because then they just
That-
break everyone's monitors.
Actually, that's usually what it is too. It's like if you have something to hold you back. Oh, dude, I've been in. Well, I'm assuming several of you guys have been in bands, and you know exactly what I'm talking.
Oh
about.
yeah.
You're like, hey, dude, why didn't you play the drum line that you've played the last 35? Oh, I just wanted to try something new. What the fuck, dude? We were live. You don't try something new that throws the rest of us off live. Like, I'm sure we've all been there, or at least some of us have.
Yeah, and that's not to say there wasn't disagreements or emergency meetings. I mean, there were a number of those throughout the process, but we were always able to work past it, and I thought we did a great job, man. This EP is going to be worth your money as far as an independent release.
Yeah, and I mean,
I
and
can
it's
honestly
like
say that
it's just shy of 30 minutes too, so it's hefty for everybody. Everybody was like just cranking it up there, man.
there's some epic songs on this EP.
Yes, yeah.
Excellent
Every single
songs.
one of them is a good listen, man.
Dude, it's
Power ballads as far as the eye can see.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Not quite.
down.
but-
You see, the secret about the collab is that it's a cover of I Want to Know What Love Is.
And
We just redid a bunch of Ace of Base songs. That's what we did.
There you go.
Ace of Base. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I did
I'm
the vocals for that
old
part.
enough
So.
for that.
Yeah.
That's ooh, Ace of oh my god. And it's in my head. Fuck you, JVP. Fuck.
Did you open up your eyes when you saw the sign?
Damn it! Stop! Stop! It's gonna be in my head for 4 fucking days now, and now I'm gonna have
Did
to.
it
sit
always
there.
play at the pool?
Dude,
Life's
I-
demanding.
No,
Life's demanding.
I
that's
have
what-
like
I'll be-
memories of
I
that
will be
baked into my head.
on my way to work on Monday, and I will turn the radio up all the way, and I will play it from YouTube, and I'll just sit there begrudgingly, like, fuck this guy. I'll be sitting there just like, so this, like, damn it, I fucking hate you.
already
Damn
started.
it. It's already started.
The
Evaleigh music.
mind worm.
I hate mind worms. Evaleigh music, good sir.
Hi.
How was
So,
your process? How was the process for you?
It was good, man. It was kind of wild on my end. I'm coming into this. I'm sort of like, how'd I find myself in the mix of all this talent? I knew JVP from being on IK with Ruthless. And he's done, podcast intros, and he's around. He's doing all this awesome stuff. And he used to be doing touring and metal and super professional. All this stuff is very polished and well written. I'm like, dang. And then we got Calta. Also saw him on IK, and he's doing his thing that is very distinctly Calta. He just has this essence in everything he touches, and it's delicious. And then I saw Chillkid, and he obviously did the intro for the Star Shatter Gaming Saturday theme that was awesome. And I started digging into his catalog, and he had a catalog. I was like, geez, this guy's like established. He's done all kinds of stuff.
Wait, so you were the talent finder?
I don't know. Honestly, it's I don't remember how I fell into this. It just happened. But yeah,
That's
he was doing
metal.
his thing, and he's doing gaming soundtracks and all that. And then I'm talking to AC, and used to tour with bands for like a decade, something like that. Empty My Lungs, We Are the Blog, and I'm listening to the songs he sent me. I'm like, holy cow! Like this stuff is like everybody's so talented. And I'm listening to my stuff, and I wrote one song that I thought was a sure thing. I wrote it. I'm like, this is it, nailed it. But let's just do one as a backup just in case. And I'm working on this. I sent it to Calta, and he was like, yeah, it's not going to work. I'm not feeling it. And I was like, man, good thing I have a backup. So I really leaned into that one. And it came together pretty quick, but the quality just was not on the level of everybody else. So then I'm like, I got to get new gear. So I went and bought like a new drum kit sample. I bought a new pedal, all this stuff, re-recorded the entire song. I'm working on my vocals, feeling pretty confident about things. And I record some vocals. I'm like, these are the best clean vocals I've ever done. And Jake's like, send them my way. So I send them over. And I can't remember
the producer, famous last words.
Yeah. I can't remember. No, Calta was very, very professional and very nice the entire time. But he did, he made sure he pushed me in a direction to get more out of me. I can't remember the term in my first take. It sounds more like a Udo Dirkschneider kind of thing. And I was saying, yeah, man, it's got like grit, it's got gristle on there. And you're like, no, that's just saliva. Like, can we turn the saliva down a little bit? It's like, I don't know the term musically, but there's a lot of
saliva as in the spit.
No, like spit, like in my mouth. So he pushed me though, and he was like, you got to sound more like Graham Vomit. So I started trying to do the clean stuff and was able to do that part where I didn't know I could even do that. So he pushed me. All that to say, all of this combined really pushed me, and I feel like I took a huge step upward just from being a part of this project and trying to keep up with everybody else that was involved. And I mean, I thought it was a blast. Whenever we were hanging out, we're discussing things. We're having too much fun for Richard's taste, I think, but we were having a good time doing our cat stuff.
During the meeting, yes. Yeah.
He's like, this is business, and we're just like, talking about
the first meeting,
anything that is not in the meeting, and he's trying to be nice. Like, okay, guys,
here's the best. Here's the best description of Richard in the meetings. There's an old Homestar Runner when they're doing like the Puppet Show skit. It's Bizcast Fry, and it's Strong Bad in a meeting with a bunch of stockholders. He's the stockholder being like, "What about the earnings?"
Yeah, Richard's basically the record exec, and we're in the hotel room trashing it. That's basically what everybody
Dude, I remember that first. I was sitting there back in the first meeting. Oh, God, we were just saying some horrible shit, and finally Richard's like, "All right, guys, like we've got to wrap this up here in like 10 minutes. Like, what do we?" And like the meeting happened in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining. I was like,
that moment kept getting bumped up earlier and earlier, progressively. I was like, all right.
Knowing all of these guys, I was like imagining Richard going, "Can you guys please focus and stop wasting my time?" But in his head, he's got like a flamethrower and he's just barbecuing all of them.
Richard, how was your first time working with musicians?
It was. It's very different than authors, that's for sure. Totally different kind of animal, but definitely an animal.
Jane Goodall.
Yeah.
Jane Goodall.
Overall, really fun. But yeah, sometimes I'm just like, stop having new ideas, guys. We just rein it in.
The answer is
no.
no.
Enough ideas for now.
No.
I think I may have DM'd Richard at least 2 or 3 times or throughout the project. It'll all be okay, Richard. It'll all be okay.
Yeah, right.
We're on a mission from God.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of one of these things where I was like, yeah, I mean, I generally think everything's there. It's just, don't know if it's actually come together on time. And then I start thinking about dates, and I'm like, oh Lord.
And I think the best way to explain kind of the project in a nutshell really is being lead producer on it, because it's kind of. It's the dance between coordinating everyone's efforts, because towards the end there was a lot of work that needed to be done on tracking the collab, We did tracking on AC's track because we had John on guitars. We had Evaleigh do some of the bass. We had Evaleigh do some early like kind of guitar tracks to kind of experiment with. I harangued AC into playing the bass himself, and he created the best fill ever.
Yeah, he did.
No joke. There's a bass fill in this that just every time I hear it, I just like go. Duh, duh, duh. Yeah, I just start immediate headbang.
I'm waiting. It beat you. Better fucking make sure it shows up in the track, Mr. Producer Man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I trust me. I know. I mixed the damn thing.
Right.
No, but I mean,
did you
very
test
well.
on your cell phone, your earbuds, and in your car?
We've
Those are
done
the three-
some tests. Yes.
Okay. Those are the three places that you have to, because those are the three places that everybody listens to. And you'll find out sometimes you're like, man, this sounds really good in the car. You get it on your phone and you're like, this sounds like shit.
Yeah, and that was also the beauty of having JVP helping with mastering later on, because I'd mastered basically the first half of the album, and then once we got to the last few tracks, it was basically kind of like, make a mix, kick it his way. Oh no, something's wrong. Make another mix, kick it his way. Oh no, something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But it's navigating all of that and also calming the king. Everything will be fine, my liege.
Listen, I mean, part of the thing is that it's like this is the first project where I feel like
it's foreign.
I mean, I
territory.
didn't
It
do
really is.
I didn't do anything in terms of really contributing to the actual music whatsoever. I'm pretty inept whenever it comes to music ability. Right?
When they tour, you can help carry some amps and shit. Like, it's fine.
No, I'll hire somebody. No, we're not going to hire people. You don't hire
Roadie
people for
Richard.
that crap.
Pick
You
up
just
an amp.
you get
Richard the
idiots.
roadie.
Yeah, you get idiots to follow you around for that. So we'll get some homeless people or whatever.
It's easy, dude. You just throw the amp up on your shoulder and you just walk into the set. It don't matter if it's
Let
75
the
pounds.
peasants
It's
do
not
it.
about. It's not. I just. Yeah. Well, never mind.
No, man.
All right. I will also say this though. On the other end of it, probably the biggest reward of the entire project has been pushing everyone in their different respects and kind of getting incredible results for it. To throw Chillkid a line, let's talk about his track, because really we were lucky that was basically almost over the finish line by the time he had brought it into like as a potential track up for the project, and we all really dug the groove of it and everything, and it was just kind of like putting the finishing touches on it. And listening to some of the vocal mixing on that is just, the man has a way with harmonies, and that also shows up in the collab because I have a funny story. When I got the tracks from that and I got the mix down from that, I'm listening to it and I have like the eureka, oh my god, that's fucking it. And I shouted so loud like half the house could fucking hear. So they're like, is everything all right? And I'm like, yeah, everything's fine, it's perfect.
You don't even know how all right. Yeah, I've been there.
No,
Dude,
exactly. And it's
I've woken my wife up at 2:00 in the morning for that shit. Like, babe, I figured it out. And she's like, what? I'm like, remember that song that I was telling you about that I remembered it, and she's just like, go to bed.
Right. Yeah, and so it was kind of the real, like, the knockout moments like that, the knockout moments with AC, whether it was the bass work or even the first set of vocals and the first vocal mix down, because when I'd first heard it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm moshing to this, man. I'm fucking moshing to this. So we're getting that, and of course the track goes on this big kind of like, it's one of the heaviest things on the damn record. It's one of the heaviest things on the damn record. And then, of course, my experiment, Evaleigh. It's funny too, because when I was listening to the two different demos, it's like I'm liking some of one, and I'm also liking a lot of the other. And basically, what we did is they kind of had him pull elements from that earlier one into what would become Power. And yeah, because the thing also is, the rule of thumb I've had with this is just let's try different things and see what sits best. So it's like we had the mix with kind of the more growlier Brian Johnson kind of like high end in the chorus, and then the first thing I did when I was trying to go to
worked. That would no. The growlier, higher pitch, Brian. No, not for that. Not for power.
The funny thing too was that the first thing I said, and it was also kind of the impossible ask, but I'm like, yeah, I want to see how high you can go, because I mean, how high you can go with a clean voice. And I think the first thing I said is, could you hit the scream on Jawbreaker by Judas Priest?
Yep. I was practicing that thing on my commute on the way home, sitting in the car at the stoplight, and people were just staring at me. I'm like, I'm getting close.
Dude, bro, you don't even know. Like, it's almost there. People are like, what is he doing?
I don't think I was actually
no. If you can
He
do
looks
that,
so
I'll try
angry.
King Diamond. We'll have an exchange.
Why is that man screaming, Papa?
No, but it was. But once I heard the first clean takes, I had that exact same "oh shit, this is it" moment I had with Chill's vocals on the collab. Fortunately, it wasn't a big ugly spectacle like when I was like, "Oh my fucking god," screaming and sounding like I'm dying in the room because I'm like, "Holy fucking shit," just going. No, but when I first heard the mix, I'm like, "This is it. This is fucking it,
dude." And that,
thank goodness.
That is something that, being in music, there is that unique feeling that, and again, it is unique to musicians. When that thing happens exactly how, and whether how you imagined it, or you were like, well, let's just throw spaghetti at the wall and hope that, because we just can't figure out this part. When that thing happens and you're like, holy, it makes you question everything before. You're like, how did we not see this? It is that it is absolutely a fucking miracle in a moment, and it's fucking incredible, dude.
Yeah, when you're a musician and you first hear your song come together, it's like a drug. It's the best drug.
Oh yeah,
and all you want to do is play it for the rest of the night. You're like, okay, guys, let's just do that thing until it is perfect for the rest of the night.
I'm not even joking. That is something that almost always happens. It'll always, when you're doing, anytime you really get there and you really are feeling it, there's always that one track that will make you be like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this the rest of the goddamn night. I mean, I had this recently happen when I was writing the score for Alan Fardale. I'd done this March arrangement of the theme, and I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking awesome. And I spent half the night listening to them like, oh shit, I have to finish the mix of the episode. But no, Power was one of the big revelations for me. And then also there was me and JVP talking about reverb, specific piano notes, the fact there's a part in the track where it sounds like there's a dulcimer that isn't there. No, it was fun. It was fun working with them, especially because we'd already walked kind of some of the mile because we had done Wolves of Steel together back in May, and it's like Jacob, try 5 guitar tones, Calta, basically.
It was more than 5. I think the last round was 5. I sent you 5. But.
I think we like narrowed it down for that, but. The great thing about his track, this big fantasy epic, is that I was also listening to it with an ear as someone who has experience in classical composition, and I'm hearing it as movements, and I could conduct to the damn thing. That's and I like the orchestration to it, and it was because I could hear it so clearly. I could kind of hear it in terms of score and orchestration. I was saying, I think those notes, this note here might hit different, might create a different resonance. Like I'm literally trying to play it by ear because I'm like, is that a D, or is that a D, or is that D sharp? What was that? And I'm like, okay, no, that's where it needs to go. And then I'm sending him like samples of like, hey, have you tried this for low brass and stuff like that. But also, it's one of those tracks that as literally it was all nips and tucks, and that's also 90% of the entire record. At the end of the day, it was almost always nipping and tucking. Mm-hmm. It's always here's a little thing, discovering little things, like with AC's track Villainous Wake, where I was doing some of the synth overdubs and I used kind of the old Latin plain chant of Dies Irae, And something I didn't even realize is that because of the way the timing works, the way the track is written, I wrote in my DAW DS Ray as like straight, eighth notes or whatever, and it sounds like fucking triplets in the track. So I'm like, oh my god, the DS Ray swings, and just little things like that just were so much fun to discover. That's probably been a big joy. I mean, hell, even with writing my own track, because literally the reason why it went from synthwave to drum and bass on a dime is because there was a point in the track where I'm like, I'm just bored. I'm not feeling it. I don't know where this is supposed to go. And so I just like switch instantly. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, everything makes sense now. And
that's really hard to pull off,
yeah.
dude. That's really, really hard to pull off. And yeah, it's switching on a dime like that can be, it's either going to work or it's not. And that's one of those things that it sounds like you guys all had the back and forth to be like, yeah, no, it's you don't take this garbage elsewhere. And you need that.
And you need that.
Yeah,
Jinx,
you
by the way.
100% need that.
Yeah, I was thankful that I already had kind of a working relationship with Jake before this, because he's pretty brutal with me. More so in private chat than the group chat. But the song I did, so before Ruthless, the first foray into music and storytelling that I got into was like an audio trilogy. There's no visual element like Ruthless. It's like a straight audio book. But me and Ghost Cat's that's the voice of Ash. It's my brother Joe. He's in the chat. But we spent 2 years doing like 2 hours of trilogies of just a high fantasy audio. And the song I did was kind of a collection of the hero's theme and the villain's theme and the narrator's theme. Like we developed all these themes for these fantasy characters. And before we pivoted to Ruthless, we were planning another release. And I was like, man, I had the intro for that release written, and it's called The Wraithsayer. You'll hear it if you get the EP. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if we'll ever go back to it, but I'm like, I want to do this song just in case we never go back to it, that this song is in existence. So it's something very personal for me. So as soon as I would put out like a new cut, it would get bashed and I wouldn't even question it. I'm just like, fuck. Like if it's not like, yeah, that's it, like it's not good enough. And I'd go back and it may have taken me the longest from start to finish to do my song. I think Ava and Chills, they knocked theirs out. They knocked 2 hits out quickly. Jake, I think you may have been third. And then me and AC came up at the end. That's how long it took me to my track. But.
All right. I want to ask this question to you guys because I just thought of something. I was actually just looking at some older stuff. What is and not because it was a challenge, because everything just came together. What was the fastest for the musicians in the room you've ever written a song? And Chillkid, I can see your replies in our private chat. So what's the fastest a song has ever come together for you to where, so for me, the fastest a song ever came together for me was 45 minutes. I had this idea of what I wanted to do. I had the idea of the lyrics. I went downstairs. I knocked out the first verse, the chorus, second verse, bridge, solo section, which was I played the rhythm part of that, but I had a good idea of what I wanted my buddy to do, and then obviously final chorus, and I knocked all that out in 45 minutes. That is the fastest. Most time it took days, right? Most time it was days. That is a very rare exception that I was able to pick up the guitar and I just had this idea in my head and I was like, I'm pretty sure I know where I'm going to go with this. And so I was, and actually my buddy Matt, who I've worked, you guys have seen him on the show, but he was actually really pissed off at me. He's like, you literally, like, we were all hanging out in the garage drinking beer and smoking cigarettes, and then you just left me and your wife in the garage hanging out, and then all of a sudden you came back up 45 minutes later, you're like, hey, I have a song. So what's the fastest a song has ever come to you guys? Have you ever had, and it like that was a song that you were like, oh, I could absolutely present this to people, right?
I don't think I've even
Whoever.
like finished an entire song that quickly. It's more like you sit down, and some days it comes to you in like 2 or 3 hours. You get a minute and a half, and that's like a really good day. But I think on the low end, maybe like 5 or 6 hours, maybe.
That is the only most of the time. There was one song I had written for a year and a half, and I never could figure out the second verse. And one day it came to me. So
no, I know there's people like you out there. I've talked to other musicians. They sit down with the guitar and they hear it and it just happens and they can do it. I am not that person. Yeah, like I said, if like 3 hours, if I get a minute of music, I had a great day. So
right.
I have not gifted with like you and some others where you're just like, there it is.
Right. AC.
Right. So are you talking start to finish? Or just like the conception, like the song is written?
Mine was lyrics and then rhythm, and then I had a damn good idea of what I wanted my drummer to do, what I wanted my bass player to do, and what I wanted my lead guitarist to do. So I had all of it there. In my head at the very, but I had basically I could sit down, and if I took an acoustic guitar to a party, I could play the song start to finish. So that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Okay, cool. Because like I've written a couple songs in studio with some of my prior bands. There was like when my dad passed, rest in peace. I had a song written, and we were planning on driving out to Ohio to track it. And I remember I just like threw out the old lyrics when we got there, because I was like, I need to do a song about my dad, and I need to really say how I'm feeling right now, you know what I mean? And I ended up writing all that like in the studio, which we were only there for like a day. So there's that, you know. So I don't know if that constitutes like actually writing a song, because like I suppose I had like help from like my engineer and my co-vocalist and stuff. We were all kind of brainstorming.
The question was more so how like kind of what's the fastest a song has ever come together, right? Gotcha. For you guys, not necessarily like, I guess writing was the bad word, but come together, because that's what a song does. A song comes together. It's writing a song is part of the process, but the other half of it is it just coming together and however it figures out in your brain.
I think what I got from that in my past is like one studio session, just going in it with the intent like we're gonna write a song, you know what I mean? So, and that's like kind of like 8 hours, you know. And
studios.
This particular song that I did the drums on day one, and I tracked a rudimentary sketch of all the guitar rhythms on day two, which all was used to transition into the final product. So 2 days for this one, and yeah, with a full band, like less than 8 hours. So
that's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah, when you got the mindset and you go into it ready to conquer, you know, then shit happens. You know what I mean? Especially with like with 4 to 6 dudes, sometimes like 3 to 6 dudes. You know, it's like, or more even. Like then even more shit gets done. You know, so yeah. But I digress.
There you go.
Also, to read out chills from the private chat. Depends on the genre. My Ramon style band, we could write a song in an hour or so. Chillkid is more drawn out. Maybe a few days. The Anvil took me a couple of weeks. That is the name of his track for the record, The Anvil, and it is mwah.
I'm waiting to hear that, dude. I'm waiting to hear what Chillkid was coming up with this, because the way that he talked about it.
Fun fact. Good chunk of it is in the Anvil 3 trailer. I knew that's what it was, because I watched that trailer the other day and I was like, I know that fucking sound. I knew where the fuck. And I'm not joking. I had the structure for that trailer in my head for literally weeks, because I'm like, we open with the fanfare from Wraithsayer, kick into the Anvil, blow down the house with fucking power. That's how the trailer ends.
Dude, it was great, man. That was fucking great.
But I'm surprised you were able to cut it down to only 90 seconds there. You know,
I know. It's going to be a big, beautiful biblical epic. It was going to be a big, ugly affair.
You're going to end up with a 15-minute trailer.
I feel like you guys are getting gypped because you're not really catching Chillkid's very, very bright and infectious personality really coming through there. That kind of
You're losing out.
But we just recently did a stream over on the Ultimate Kahuna's YouTube channel with Evaleigh.
Hey, there you go.
And
yes,
it's a pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah. Pretty good stuff.
Fun
Chillkid
times
remains
indeed.
a mystery.
The international man of mystery, indeed. But he's got the Baller Light show, so it's all cool in the end.
He's the mute barbarian of the.
I
of the
imagine
party.
by the time I hit drink 4, I'm just going to be staring at that light show across his wall, like mesmerized and totally phase out.
Apparently,
like
Chillkid's getting invaded. He's getting invaded by those Miami aliens. You guys hear about those aliens at the Miami?
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. No.
Oh, probing going on in Miami, from what I understand.
Space aliens or
It's
no.
Miami. Of course
Ground
there's
ones.
going on.
Oh no! Oh god!
I just think
But
of
also-
it.
Oh, yeah.
But also knocking out a track in a fucking hour, dude. That is friggin' nuts.
Yeah. Shout
It
out
also
to
makes
Chillkid.
it
I
also
could
makes sense since it's punk. So it's like,
Yeah.
quick,
Complex
give me 3 chords.
simplicity.
1, 2, 3. Just go right in.
Oh, that's like was it in the Scott Pilgrim movie? The song's called "We Hate You, Please Die."
Yeah.
Or no, it's called "So Sad, So Sad."
So sad.
Thank you. Like, it's not a race. Even a
stuff,
punk
dude.
song would take me a while to actually sit down and hammer it out because I'd be like 3, 5, 7. No. 3, 7, 5. No. 7, 5, 3. Maybe.
And all work. And all of them work.
Right.
See,
Like,
this is what it was
stalling.
like for a lot of the time. Like, just
Yeah.
this sort of unintelligible babble back and forth, and I'm just
Ouch.
like,
It's very
I-
intelligible.
I'm right here.
whatever.
I'm
You're
right
just
here,
not
it
clued
is
in,
that we
Richard.
communicate with each other.
I'm right here, Richard.
Well, it was funny because we were talking earlier, and Roy said something about throwing spaghetti at the wall. And whenever we were working on the collaboration,
Oh my
track,
gosh, yes. I
it went
remember.
through many different iterations. And the
There's
first
one
time
that
I sat
I really
down, and
like.
Chillkid he created like the general structure of the track. And then he's like, "Here it is, guys. There's room in there for you to kind of come in and do your thing." And I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna find a couple spots and just do my thing." And I popped in some ideas. I'm like, "I don't know, I'm throwing spaghetti at the wall," so I called it like spaghetti. And then it just went on this whole thing. And then JVP, I think, had the best iteration of it, which I can't remember the exact one. Do you remember exactly what it was, JVP?
Was that with the thick ragu?
Yeah, well, it was it was spaghettis with the thick ragu, and then my best Andrew Dice Clay voice, a goosh afterwards.
and with was spelled WIF, I think, right? With.
Yeah,
I
wit,
do.
wit, and all the letters were different sizes. One was a Bolognese version.
And here's the problem.
Parmesan,
I'd like to
thicker
pretend
ragu.
I'm the 22-year-old looking at a bunch of 30, 40 somethings, being like, "What the fuck am I doing around here?" No, I posted the Terry. I think I posted the Terry Toots gift, and that was like, okay, every mix now is being called some version of.
Oh, that's right. That. Oh, what is that? Say it. What's the line?
Somebody
What's the line?
touch my spaghetti.
There you go. Yeah, the little mouse yelling. Yeah. That was it, man. From there.
So
it was
I'd like to
off the
pretend.
rails.
So I'd like to pretend I was above it all. I'd like to pretend I, in fact, was not. I was a heinous contributor. Consider
You were
this
there.
an admission of my war crimes. Anywho,
I saw you there with us in the dark.
In the dock.
Hiding.
AC's got the night vision on. I can see everything.
Yeah, that's my eyes. It's just really bad eyesight. My glasses magnify. I don't mean for it to come out that way, but it does. So many
Oh
people
my
think
God.
I can see everything. Just really bad.
So Royce was talking about the shortest we've written a song. Anybody had like a really long song or an extended period of time you work on something? Anything you take years to finally get home?
Very long.
Very long.
Well, I haven't started the
How
musical
long?
journey yet.
Oh, long.
So
I have one.
Real?
Right.
Wow,
That's.
that's
I think-
impressive.
I think what happened. It's funny because it ultimately wound up shorter than most compositions. Its length. It took me a while to sit down and write it. I actually wrote a symphony in high school, like a full-on symphony structure piece.
Dang.
never got it performed. Although it was when I started actually putting opus numbers on my classical kind of catalog. But writing a symphony that takes a lot out of you, even if I'm writing something very light and almost kind of.
What was the name?
Well, I mean, light music basically is the description of it. It was Symphony Number 1. I think it was British Railways or something about it. It was very English, very pastoral kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think it actually is up on YouTube.
It wasn't called like Leather Wolves number 8 in D
I like that
squared
name.
or something. In B
I like
flat.
Leather Wolves.
In D squared. I don't think I like to use those kind of accents.
I believe that's a musical term.
Like the double,
Yes. No,
like
not quite.
like the double flats that I'm writing in quarter tone.
Yeah, I was constantly having to. I had a dictionary on hand anytime I was talking to Calta about things. I'm not classically trained, so he'd be like, "Oh yeah, the flam." I was like, "The flam? Isn't that like a dessert food or something?"
Well, the funniest.
He would
flan. I'm
with
one
these
letter
comments.
off.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't understand what's going on. Like I said, but like occasionally there would just be like, well, there's this 1 millisecond of where your pick hit the side of the guitar.
Yes.
I'm like, hey, I understand what that is,
man.
And he was like, yeah, there's like 0.2 milliseconds on at the end of that. You need to clean that up. And I'm like, Christ, Jake. I mean, just,
as all good producers should. Richard, I'm saving
so hard.
you
I'm like,
money, valuable money.
Was that my solo you were bashing?
I couldn't
I don't
hear it. I'm
remember
like,
who
I
it
don't know what
was,
he's
but
talking about.
just-
I'm not weighing in. I can't hear it.
Well, I got.
Picks. Don't you guys hear
It's
the
like-
picks? It's scratching. It won't stop scratching a millisecond.
Right.
There's no
I
pick.
feel
like
It's just you, man.
It's like you need that mindset of being able to receive criticism if you want to achieve your vision. You know what I mean? And it's like we're all getting together to collaborate. And the real secret to like music and even writing novels, whatever, stories, anything really in life is just like make what you love. Like what it's more than like saying just make what you love, right? Because it's like, oh, I'll just write a sci-fi book because I love sci-fi. But it's like, no, like make a sci-fi book that you would literally read. Make that metal song that you would jam all the time, that you want to hear. And that's how it gets done. So like when other people criticize it, like you got to welcome that. That shit's gold, dude. Like there's so many people where you can show them something and they're just like, it's cool, man. I like it. Or they're just like, I'm not really into that. You know what I mean? And there's like no
stuck. They push you into the mud. They're like, you're a bad person because this song's bad.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, just having that open mind.
You should feel
Take
bad.
criticism. Yeah. And like welcome it, man. I almost get invigorated when it happens to me. I'm just like, yeah, tell me more. What else sucked?
Absolutely.
Like, tell me more. Tell me more. I love it.
They have another.
Whip me harder, master. Whip me
Yeah,
harder.
right.
Yes.
And that is.
I write
is
bad songs on
invaluable.
purpose.
No, but like, dude, it's stuff like that. Like it's stuff like that. When like, when you get people like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. They're just like,
Yeah.
Why?
What the
And the
fuck does
bad
that
part is,
mean?
Yeah.
well, yeah, no, dude. Like, what do you mean you're not feeling it? Like, I poured months into this one song. What are you talking? Like, and there are, and that's where you have, as a musician, you become an interpreter, and they go, well, I mean, I like the guitar, I like this, but I just didn't really feel, it just didn't punch me in this, and they give some arbitrary thing, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, now I now have to quantify that into musical talent that I don't have. Like,
It's not exclusive to musicians. It happens
Dude.
in all the creative
No, of
sides.
course.
Things,
I mean,
man.
no,
Yeah,
of course, but I just didn't feel it. And we're like,
Yeah.
that's the one thing that I'm like, okay, I need more than I just didn't feel it, please.
Yeah. I mean that's also why I was kind of lucky when I was going through kind of like the latter half of high school, is that I was able to have like some pretty solid mentors who would go over comments and be like, yeah, no, I see what you're doing here. Orchestration seems a little odd. Maybe instead of this, try this. I like this melodic line, but the voicing's strange. And, just kind of all those things. Plus I had, I'd be writing, little short stories for like an English class, and all of a sudden I get like really good notices. And also, what the hell is this? Yeah. And I kind of like built me up and got me ready for going out into the world and all that jazz.
I had a moment and this was years ago. It was one of the last times I was in studio. I had a moment where I'd got done singing because we did all the instrumentals and we just did scratch vocal tracks the weekend before, but we got all the instrumentals where we wanted them the week before. The next weekend, it was all me. I sang out of, I think we did two either 10-hour days or no, we did a 10-hour day and an 8-hour day. And I think I sang for 12 to 16 hours that whole weekend. It was rough. And there was a line in one of the songs. I don't even remember what song it was, but I was listening to it and the producer, the guy who's tracking us, he was like, no, he's like, it sounds good. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. And he's like, what do you mean? And he played it back again and nobody else in the room could hear it. And I was listening to me sing this line and I was like, man, I'm like, no, I didn't hit that line good. And they're like, no, dude, it sounds good. And I'm like, okay. And I had to think about it because I'm in a room of a bunch of dudes and I'm like, okay, I know how I can describe this to you. I pussed out on that line. And as soon as I said that, he hit play on that line again and everybody listened to it and they're like, yeah, you need to go redo that line. Because there's also like a thing where you have to realize like, oh shit, and when everybody else is like, no, it's really good. You're like, no, and you've got to be willing to like do that to yourself as well. Like did you guys working together have any of that where everybody was like, yeah, dude, this was really good. And you're like, I appreciate that, but man, something needs to change here. It's not hitting my thing. And now you're looking for feedback from the group. Did you guys have that at all? Or nope. Chillkid's like, nope.
I think I'm shaking my head. Yes. Chillkid's shaking his head. No.
Well, the funniest thing is the only time that really
first
happened
take.
Well,
perfect.
It's the reverse of getting. Hey,
Still,
He speaks.
we can hear you.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
it's the reverse of getting criticism. Like you have to criticize yourself and then convince other people it's not working.
Well, I mean, Chill can attest to this.
I figured it out. I'm listening on YouTube on my phone.
Oh, there.
Perfect.
Hey, there
So
he is.
you've got some delay. You've got some delay. So we got you.
Yeah, no, Chill can attest to this. The only time that really happened with him was actually during the mastering of Anvil, because there was something in one of the multi tracks, and we were constantly going back and forth, kicking mixes. We were trying different headphones, trying to hear what it was. Like I was trying to hear what it was that was getting in the way. We're trying to identify which track it was, and then in the end we got it. But it was like several masters later.
Dude,
but that was really the only time.
Yeah, like dude, I will, man, the studio, I will say this, the writing portion of it is fun.
Yeah, it's always really frustrating when that happens.
Oh yeah. The writing portion is fun, but studio's a whole different animal, man.
I was just gonna say I have a story about this exact topic. If we had all been able to spend like a week together, or even like 3 days, or like a day per song, let's say, so like a day per song, just like working on each other's tracks, it would have been this idea of like open criticism with no judgment, even harder, because like that's what the studio setting is really there for. Because like we demonstrated that you can do all this from across the country, sure, yeah, but like being together in a studio, man, there's so many, like hundreds of takes, like in my past, like being there in front of the mic with my engineer in my ears, listening to it in real time. You know, it's quiet after the take for a little bit as he listens to it over and over again. Or like, actually, no, he made me listen to it with him. I remember, like, so we're listening to the bad takes together, even when I know it's bad and I'm ready to go again. He's just like, hold on. We just need to check. You know what I mean? So it's like,
he knows because he listened to you do it. He knows, and you're just like, dude.
And then at the same time, I do so many good takes, and then he's like, sucked, and I'm like, what? And it's deleted already. He just like, boop, boop, delete. And then I'm just like, damn it, dude. And yeah, so like, just, nope, do it again. It sucked. Nope, try again. Hey, can you just do like a Southern yell? Can you just do that? And I'm just like, I'll try. And then I did it.
Like, AC's like, yippee-ki-yay.
My first song ever. Yeah, that was fun. Anyway,
Do some death growls, but sound like Elvis when you do them. Just make it
yeah,
happen.
and
What?
his favorite thing to say was, he's like, all right, so try this, cut that out a little bit, and like really push this part because you're not pronouncing it right. And I'm like, all right, I'm ready. He's like, all right,
Oh.
don't fuck this up. And then he hits play. He just loves saying, don't fuck this up. Hits play.
No pressure.
Just don't fuck this up. Love it.
I like to,
Yeah.
picture every like engineer. They have an ashtray that's oversized, and it's just cigarette butts. And they're just like, do it again, and then it's just like
Don't
flying.
fuck
They're
it
like, sucks, don't fuck it up. They're just like flying.
It's-
through
it's-
it.
But that's not a lie, though.
No.
And then you look at the trash bin in the corner, and it's just every empty cup of coffee, and it's like 50 empty.
Yep.
And a lot
A bunch of Red Bull.
pistachio
My-
shells. Always eat
My
pistachios.
favorite
are all
is when
red.
the engineer
What's that about?
goes, "Yeah, you don't need to come back to listen to it. Just do it again."
Yeah, dude.
That's
No,
my
fuck that.
favorite.
Fuck that, dude. It's like, no, can I just hear it again, please?
He's like,
So it's like this love hate.
Dude, I love that line. He's like, "No, you don't need to come back. Just sing it again." Well, I got you. Just 10 seconds, and you're
Oh
like,
my
Just-
gosh.
One more time, just like that. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll just. Okay.
Right.
Obviously not just like that because you didn't like it.
Do you guys ever get the talking about this where you're practicing and you're like, you know, like on guitar, like soloing, shred, everything feels great. You're warm up, like, yeah. And then you hit record and it's just like, and you can't play anymore. You
Yeah,
like, it's
dude.
almost like this weird,
Mhm.
with nobody around. You hit record, it's like all of a sudden you can't
Yeah.
remember how to do the thing.
Mhm.
I'm
My
glad
vocals,
that's not
yep.
just me. Yeah, it's weird.
No, you're
Dude.
not alone.
It's like stage fright when nobody's there. It is the strangest fucking thing. You're just like, wait a
Don't
minute.
fuck this up.
I did
Don't
that.
fuck
You're
it
like,
up.
when I just recorded this for my phone to listen to me, like it was perfect, and now that I'm recording it for, you know, because like that's what I like to do, and then you're like, why doesn't this sound good now?
When I get really frustrated with that shit, I will like literally cut the volume of everything. Like, not so that it's not there, but I'll just like bring everything down
Mhm.
and like isolate maybe the one good track that I have already. Like, let's say I'm doing a dub, I'll isolate that, crank that up, and then like make sure like the metronome is really clear in the mix, and just like not even go with the song, more just like go with like just the metronome or like the other vocal part. Sometimes you
Do you
just gotta like sit down and get brutal with it, you know.
Do you ever have a take that's not good enough and you want it to be good enough and you get in there and you just edit the hell out of it? Like, we're going to make this work. And then like you keep
And then-
stretching it, like, more reverb. Let's layer it up. And it's like, it's not going to happen.
No.
You waste all this
Yeah.
time. Just like,
No, and here's why is I learned this early on. Good input equals good output. There is no
so
amount. There is no amount of do it in post when it comes to music that's gonna fix that fuck up. It's
Dude, you're
just
right. It's all a lot of it, like over half of it, like 60, 75, maybe even 80% is just in the tracking. And a lot more than you'd think is in like the mic quality. Because you can only go so far, and you just need to be like clever. Like where you tracked it, what mic you used, how you did it, all that stuff.
Well, and there are things that you can do to kind of help with that, but that's you know, you talk about mic quality. Like I've had people ask, how many times have you guys heard me talk to people and they're like, oh hey, I was looking at this microphone, and I'm like, fuck off, SM57, just get the SM57. I'm just doing voice work. I don't care. Just stop. Like the mic quality is important, and I know I've got 2 or 3 SM57s in this room. One that's currently hooked up, one is a backup for a reason. Like, it's so important to get good input in. If it goes in good, it's gonna come out good. But if it doesn't, and a lot of people think that you can fix it in post, and you can't. And I don't care.
But
how
you can
fucking
try.
good you
try a lot.
You can spend days trying.
Sure
Ask me
can.
how I know.
Yeah, I don't know from experience.
There are some things you can cover up in post. I think covering up is the best way to put it. You can't really fix something.
No.
Though, yeah.
But a cover up is more, and you've got to be good or solid enough to recognize what you can cover up, and usually it's a background noise or a pick slash like you guys were talking about earlier. There are things that you can cover up in post, but if it's just a bad take or if the mic quality wasn't good.
Oh yeah.
Or it's just that's not a
I'll-
thing.
I'll let you guys in on a little inside baseball from my glory days here. We paid a much larger musician to be on one of our
really
tracks.
Really quickly, Chillkid in the private chat says I get around that by looping the section and just dropping a take after take until I get 3 good takes.
Fantastic.
That's a fucking way to do it. I never thought about that.
That's what I do. I'll like if I'm doing a solo, I'll do the solo 3-4 times and just cut.
Yeah.
If I have to cut and piece together until it sounds good. I mean,
Dude,
do whatever you have to.
That's what Billie Eilish's producer does. She for like 10 seconds of music, it's 80 takes, and he's like, "Yeah, just 80 takes, and we just cut it up." I was like, "Oh, well, that's cheating."
Fuck it.
I was just gonna say
I can cheat too.
I've
Get
done
after
it.
this.
Yeah.
Where's my Grammy or
I've done
Oscar
it.
or whatever they give them people?
When we paid this bigger musician, he sent us back. He emailed us back his vocal takes. He went to his local studio across the country or whatever he did. I don't know. He's probably had enough money to have his own little setup. Now that I've gone through the whole process myself, I understand both how easy and hard it is. But anyway, his takes were all split up into separate lines. So it was like take another moment, take another chance, and then that's it. And then a whole nother file, da 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 da. And then a whole nother file, just line by line. And so like my engineer had to like build it, in the studio. So you do whatever you got to do to make it sound good. And like, regardless of if it's what you can do live, that's up to you to get better. Like do what you can't do live and then challenge yourself to reach that goal. Make it sound good and as good as possible, and then push yourself to.
Dude, and I always thought if you were in studio, especially when I was singing, like in studio, I was always like, because I'm a singer who plays guitar. I'm not a guitarist who sings. That's my guitarist would tell you he's a guitarist who sings, but But in studio, I was always like, well, because you lose something from that live atmosphere, right?
You really do.
Oh, you do. But when you're in studio, it's like, okay, so in my mind, I was like, all right, so whatever I would do on stage, I would push it 20% more. And which is why when you sing for 2 days in studio, I couldn't fucking talk for 3 days because you push it. You go, no, I'm going to give because people in a live setting, they're going to catch the reverb off the amplifiers. It's going to bounce around the room. It's going to hit the old brick walls. There's fucking smells like beer and alcohol. There's just a different vibe to a live setting than there is. And if you're like, okay, I want to push this and make this sound as the best that I can, like you take studio to that 20% more, dude. You will appreciate yourself for it. And 2, it'll wreck the fuck out of you.
Yeah, dude. I've heard some people, they push so hard in the studio that once they're done with their session, they can't sit for days.
Are they pooping? Like how they?
Oh yeah. No, you just get jafted sometimes from all the little things, man. Being told not to fuck it up 50 times.
Ask the hard questions.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Every shot you don't miss is a pass you can't take.
What?
There was Wayne Gretzky, pretty sure.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, that was one of the things I was talking about when we were doing the collab. Is like what I wouldn't give to have just gotten all of us together in a room just to jam things out too. Because I'm also in the position where, and of course I'm also get to say this as not like I'm the producer of the album or anything, although in truth it's more kind of like a project lead because a lot of it was everyone who could mix and master their own tracks basically did. And I kind of came and did any touch-ups that were needed. I did overdubs and so on and so forth. But I'm also in a position where, because I've written mostly electronically, I tend to just program like right into the DAW. I don't even it's almost like I'm writing like sheet music, like I'm writing it in like a Sibelius or something like that. But at the same time, I also do want that live aspect in my music in the future. So I kind of want one thing I want, because there's a certain very kind of chorus heavy bass tone that kind of was appearing in like late 70s, early 80s. It's kind of, you hear it a lot on fretless basses. Like, God, I wish I remember
Where
the
you get
guy's
that
name.
slappy bass. You get the guys that do the slappy bass.
Not that. It's a very melodious kind of somber sound. It's
Yeah, it
been
sounds
used on
like a whale, kind of, right?
sorta, because it was. It's the
like
bass-
Symphony of the Night bass.
It's like the bassist who was in The Firm, Blue Murder. Wish I could remember his name. It was Tony something. He's a great bassist, and he's like the go-to fretless guy in that kind of a tone, that kind of like warm, rich kind of. I'd kill to have that. Like I'd kill to have that in like a live capacity. I do want to like learn more bass, because like with everything, it's like I know enough to write, and that's about it. Try to make me record any of it, and I'm like, nope, retreating to the computer.
Talking about bass, I always had that. I'm sorry because I'm not a bass player. My rule for bass is 4 + 1. 4 notes plus 1, and like you can do so much with that. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. Tell me, how many of you guys have ever done the 4 + 1 bass?
I don't even. What is the 4 + 1?
4 notes. 4 notes. So you get your 4 root notes, and then you add just a 5th note in there
Just
for
pick
flavor.
a note somewhere, like 3 on E, and then like the high.
No, it just fits in.
Or something.
But again,
actually, that sounded cool. That did sound cool. You're right.
Don't
That's how it
fucking me.
works.
You guys have all done it where you're just like, fuck, I just need this bass line. Because some songs need a simple bass line and some need, but seriously, if you get the 4 root notes of the song and then you just add that +1 wherever you want to in the bass line, you can make some seriously cool fucking bass lines. And that doesn't mean you're playing whole notes the whole time, but you can do some really cool stuff.
I really like using. Oh, sorry. I'll be quick. I really like using octaves with the bass because like you can figure out some cool stuff on the low end and then do like very similar stuff on the high end, which doubles your range. And I don't know, it's it's going to work because it's the same thing but higher.
That's
I like
fun too.
you hear it a lot in Japanese rock as well as in funk, that where you have that boom ding boom ding boom ding boom ding, and you hear it in old Nintendo music too, like Punch Out. Boom, 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 boom. It's like that bouncy where it's like the back and forth. It makes anything sound like
and
that's the Phil Calta was talking about.
Like this. You can't not do this when you're playing it. It just happens. It's a thing that happens.
Well, especially when you do get into like the more heavy, like the kind of slap style playing, which if you want to play video game music, I mean, listen to a soundtrack like Galaxy Force 2 or freaking Thunderblade, and I mean, it sounds like a whole jazz fusion band just walked up to your arcade and it's like, "Are you ready to blow shit up, kids?"
Wait, were those games? You said those were games?
Galaxy Force 2 and Thunderblade, those were like classic Sega arcade cabinets.
Oh, really?
Dude, that's how I felt the first time I heard Primus when it came to like Primus changed. Primus changed how I thought of bass because I was like, wait, no, none of this makes sense, but all of it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, they had that great song. Jerry was a basketball player. Is that the one?
Right. Oh,
Jerry was a basketball player.
You ever see Primus cover Master of Puppets?
No.
Oh my God.
Pretty cool.
No
Pretty
shit.
Cool. Yeah.
Dude. It's Les Claypool, Chillkid with Les Claypool. Dude, that guy is just god tier on the bass, man. He and I always I might
Victor Wooten. Victor Wooten.
Who's that?
Oh, dude, we gotta. If we got time, we gotta.
Victor Wooten. I don't know.
Yes.
I have like the most random taste in music, but yeah, I love.
Also, thank you, American Comics Co. Tony Franklin. That's the guy. Hallelujah.
I don't know. Like, okay, so the 2 bass players that I fucking loved the shit out of growing up, obviously Les Claypool and the Flea. Nobody knows the Flea?
Oh yeah,
I know Flea, but
the Red Hot Pepper.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Dude, that guy was on just he was just on a different wavelength.
Is it the Flea though? I thought it was anyway.
Flea,
El
the Flea.
Flea.
It depends. El
La
Flea.
Flea, depending on where you are.
The fucking guy who played
Regional
was the
differences.
classic bass player for the Chili. I think he's still with him actually. But no, the Chili
Gus
Peppers
Flea.
bass player, man, that guy just because bass doesn't get a lot of shine. Like a lot of times, bass does not get a lot of shine as a primary instrument. And when you hear the guys who can really bring it to the peak, you're just like, it changes your perception of how the instrument can be played.
Like low key between the two stringed instruments. I started with guitar, but like I write like a bassist. That's all.
Yeah,
I write
that's
like a bassist. Yeah.
Interesting concept.
Yeah,
'cause
groovy,
I think,
rhythmic.
I think for me, because Chad's also coming up with a lot of the good heavy hitters. I mean, Geddy Lee, obviously, insane talent there.
Yeah,
and also Lemmy, which the secret to putting the bass on its head was playing it like a guitar, actually. Because I remember Phil Taylor saying like he's not playing bass lines. I think you remember saying it. So he's more often following, when it was the classic trio, he'd often be following Eddie Clark instead of Lemmy for the actual rhythm of the song.
I know there's some bassists that I've heard that I'm like, that's the guy, but the first name that came to mind was Dee Verney. JVP,
Wait.
I know you know who I'm talking about.
I actually don't. Who's Dee
No.
Verney?
Dee Verney, Overkill. You're a big Overkill fan.
Yeah. Well, so I believe. Okay, so I don't remember his name, but I believe Dee Verney actually does a lot of their music production. They do it.
Yeah, he writes a lot. Him and Blitz are like the whole team, man.
Yes.
But yeah, Dee Verney. But he was the same kind of thing, and because it's like the bassist and the singer write a lot of the songs.
Yeah,
it's reversed where the guitarists come in and they just like, what's the bass doing? And they like build on top of the bass lines because he's playing it like a guitar, so it's easy for them to jump in. Same kind of thing, but.
Chillkid says Fat Mike from NoFX can wail too. And then dude, I haven't listened to NoFX in years. And then Chillkid said that he's really driven on the bass, and he usually starts with the bass part first.
I can definitely tell in the case of the collab, because that fucking bass, the funk was brought.
It was brought. The gauntlet was thrown down. It
feels like somebody's whipping you with a bass string every time, and you're like, yeah. It's got that it's got that thump and that twang at the same time.
I kept trying to put stuff all around that part. I was like, I really like this part. I'm gonna put this here and that. No. I finally got a in there. I'll take the I'll take it. I was like, yes.
Musician. You like that? What? Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, forever. I'll do it. I'll do it that way forever. Yep.
Just let me be on that part. I love it.
I feel like the guy from Tool deserves an honorable mention too, because every aspiring bass player learns Schism probably as their first.
Oh fuck!
And then they find animals as leaders, and they're just like, I quit.
Dude, I get about 3 Tool songs in, and I'm done because I get tired. Dude, I do more math listening to a fucking Tool album than I did in high school. Like, I'm like, why are you in that time signature? Tool just does that shit
because they can.
Or
they fucking shouldn't sometimes.
Just now, remember, kids. Trent Reznor is just Billy Joel for goth kids.
I mean, he's not wrong.
That's actually still that's a compliment, though. I mean,
that's not.
Billy Joel can hang.
Oh God! Actually, one of my warm-up songs is usually to get the voices going. Is "Piano Man" by Billy Joel. That's a good one. Oh fuck.
I think actually one thing I do want to say, because on the topic of quickest time a track came together too, because I was thinking about this was when I was doing
what the fuck. Hold on.
What's up?
Just hold the thought. I need to put this one up on the fucking screen. Nope, not that one because it moved. This one. What the fuck is wrong with you, A.S. Bruner?
Yeah.
What's 6:13 time?
He's
I just assume that means 6 minutes, 13 seconds.
No.
Richard, I think that's what that means.
I know what that fucking means at all.
I think that's exactly what it means.
I think
I just wanted to trigger Royce a little bit.
That's like
That number sequence is
Mr. Bruner has offered to play us the Ives Concord Sonata. Plot
And then-
twist: there's no time signature in the Concord Sonata.
I mean,
Yep.
if you
And then-
if you're
Stop.
if you take that and break it down, it's really like a triplet feel. Like if you think of the Darth Vader theme. If you think of that with a triplet feel extended, that's really 613. It's not too much.
There you go.
Yeah,
JVP is
if
like,
you
I'm
think
gonna
of
do
way,
it.
but it's doing it that's
Do
the
it.
fucking problem.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. You can do
This
that.
reminds me of After the Burial. They wrote a song called Pie, and it's literally chugs in sequence to the pie. It's pie. The whole song is pie.
It's not sweet and tasty. It's not a dessert.
No,
No,
P.I.
fuck
It's like-
off.
Yeah.
3.14, blah, blah, blah. So like 3 chugs, da-da-da, 0.1. So 1 chug, da, 4, da-da-da-da, you know? So it's like da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like, and it just goes like that for like a minute and a half of pie. What are you doing? Why? Musicians do this sometimes. They have like a goal, and they're like, I'm gonna write a song in pi. I'm gonna be 613. Fuck it. Let's do like 12, 36. I don't know, whatever.
Dude, I
crazy.
hate shit. Then you get those guys that are trying to be
4/4
smart
guy.
asses, and they're like, I'm playing in like. They come up with some random. They're like, yeah, I'm playing in like 917 times. They go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I don't want to math that fucking hard, and I've heard it too, dude.
Then they explain it to you, and you're like,
Wait,
you're
what?
like, damn.
Oh, you dropped off,
And-
Casey.
Oh,
It was
sorry.
perfect
Then they
timing,
explain it.
You're
They
like,
explain it to you. Yeah. And then you're just like, fuck, because it kind of does make sense, but you're like, that's too complicated, man.
Dude,
Royce, how you feel
it-
about drop A tuning? You a fan?
I'm a huge fan.
I'm actually a huge fan of drop tunings.
Drop A.
Yes.
Drop
Drop
it.
gay.
It's gotta be done. It's gotta be done right.
Drop G.
But I have heard drop A tunings that are
All right.
there was a song that I was listening to a while back. The guy actually did a drop A minor natural. It was weird. It was fucking cool as shit though. But strings get slinky when you do
Yeah.
that.
man.
That's the
Like
thing.
Strings get
overcooked
really
pasta
fucking
noodles.
There's
Over there.
there's pros and cons to drop A specifically, and like like drop C is like the threshold. That's like where you still everything is high enough up where you can still sound like punk rock or like normal classic rock and roll or whatever. But once you start dropping it way low to like A and G and like all that, I've even heard of drop F. It's ridiculous. But like I digress. The upside is you can get like these really powerful tracks in studio that have just unparalleled like power behind it. But then live, you have to be like outside or something. You have to be outside or something because live, it's just a muddy mess, and that's where you got to get clever with your songwriting if you know that's a weakness, and just do slower, simpler stuff. And then I've seen bands maintain that power live, but like, yeah, it's still a muddy mess when it gets muddy.
Believe it or not, I was actually always impressed by, and maybe, and some people, and there's an argument to be said online, but Johnny Resnick, the singer-songwriter for the Goo Goo Dolls, every fucking one of his songs is in some random-ass alt tuning, and the guy's written like how many fucking hits? And it's like Iris is like D, 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 and then the last two are fucking different. And like I used to play that song. Like I used to retune my 12-string to that, and it sounded fucking killer every time. Like, but just all the alt tunings and stuff like that. Like, I really respect guys who can figure all that out.
So, Royce, when you hear AC's song on the EP, it's AC. Your song's drop A, right? Technically.
It was supposed to be originally, and then you were like, I think I can do it standard, and I was like, let's see what you got, boss.
Yeah.
And then let's fucking go.
AC's song is technically drop A, but when I laid the guitar tracks down, I did it in standard E. I'll see if you can figure out how I did it when you listen to it.
I never asked. I was just like, no, this is cool. This is sweet. You know? This is sweet.
Because I'm a little rusty, you fucks. No, fuck off, because you're doing finger stretches and shit. No.
Yeah, but it was originally written in drop C because all I had was my dad's acoustic, but I intended it to be transcribed into drop A, because I don't have access to some of the gear for the final stuff. So JVP over here,
I agree with
kindly volunteered.
I agree with Chillkid. Chillkid says the Goo Goo Dolls owe a lot of their weird time signatures to their crazy drummer. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Drummers are interesting.
Like goalies. They're like goalies, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you never know what they're gonna fucking do. You just drummers are a different man.
They're an animal.
They are. They're different.
Yeah.
They're just drummers I can say legitimately just don't think in the same way that anybody else does ever. And dude, and I bet well put together, like, you know, like these guys were like engineers in their day job, and then you get them behind a drum set and they just it's gone. Like they don't.
I'm glad you, dude. My last drummer was a manager at the Minnesota Railroad. He was one of the top managers, and he rode a motorcycle to work and had his own house. So we like practiced over at his place. It's like, what the fuck? And then the dude before that was like fucking MacGyver on his drums. Like he would crack a cymbal, and then he just like, we're at a show, and he's like cutting pieces of his cymbal off, and then hitting it and testing it again, and then cutting a little bit more. He like understood how the sound, like he's fucking MacGyver at it. Not to mention he insisted on being the one that loads his drums into the van because he could always make it all fit.
Oh my
god!
Always
make it all fit.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my god!
Yeah. Different people,
man.
Dude, drummers are just
people.
They're just.
They really are.
There's nothing normal about a drummer.
Would you believe it? I was a percussionist in another life.
I just said this. There's nothing normal about a drummer. I've known many of them, man, and they think of things differently. They think of things the way that an exploding grenade thinks of shit.
I feel like though, if you can find a dude that's good at drums, he's generally good at everything.
Well, the funniest thing is, you know, if you want to go back to like Motorhead, you have, you know, the last lineup had like Mickey D for like 2 decades on end, and this is a man who could play literally these tracks into the ground with, you know, doing all sorts of time changes and stuff, because, you know, he was doing all that in like King Diamond and some of his earlier, you know, work. But no, he's like, nah, I just want to play fucking rock and roll. The same speed metal shit for like 20 something years with Motorhead. Dude can do more, but he's like, fuck it, do some normal shit for once.
Yeah, I mean, you might be able to make a filet mignon, but you know, sometimes hot dogs are nice.
There are so
it's a weird analogy. I don't know if that's right.
Most major
music, it works.
Yeah, it's weird for this fucking show, sure. Most like I listen to, and a lot of people give me shit for this, but like still to this fucking day, my favorite band growing up and still to this day is Nickelback. I'm unapologetic about it. I don't give a shit. When I heard when they took a break for a little while, Daniel Adair went and did a side project and was like, hey, you know, I get to kind of open up here a little bit more than I do with Nickelback. Come check it out. I was like, all right, cool. So I flipped over to that just to hear it, and I was like, holy fuck, this guy's a god. Like, blew my fucking mind that dude could play the drums like that. And I was like, holy shit, no wonder like, because when you find a good drummer, you don't let him go. And it's like, no wonder the guy was in Three Doors Down and then transferred over to Nickelback and then's been on multiple platinum albums, and they don't let him go for a reason. Yeah. Like, the guy is just that. I was like, wow, like, I'm genuinely impressed. Like, you don't hear that when he's playing with Nickelback at all. Like, it was his side projects where he gets to kind of open up and do his own shit, and I was like, wow.
I thought you were gonna say G.G. Allen was your favorite band at first.
Oh god. Jesus, no.
So you said Nickelback, I was like, okay.
I will also say to roll in bass lines and tracks that came together insanely quick. It was, I think, in February when I was writing score material for, I think it was episode 2 of Alan Firedale, and literally I basically wrote the entire score in one night, and there's one cue I was writing where the first thing I got was the bass line down, and then it was like layering, you know, synth layers upon synth layers. But then also, and I believe Evaleigh can attest to this because he actually listened to the episode recently for me just to go over a few things. But there's a piece in it. The cue's called Golden Cloud Song. And that was one of the things that I wrote, like, that might have taken me only 30 minutes to write that piece. And it's this beautiful, like, old, like, golden age Hollywood sounding melody, but like on like this whistling flute kind of thing, because it's meant to be Cynthian, weird, and have a kind of a slight like Native American tint to it, a little bit of like the native flute kind of sound. And I'm writing this, and there's like this giant smile on my face where I'm like, this shit should be in Ben-Hur, yet it's going in this dinky ass show. What the fuck?
It's such a good part of that episode, though. Like, everything else kind of drops out and the music takes center stage. That's really cool about the your audio. What do you call them? What do you call those productions? Audio stories?
I'd say audio productions,
if you will. APs, we'll call them in the industry, but go on.
We'll work our way around to a name here in a minute, but this will work for now.
Yeah, no, but that score literally, I was up till 1 writing that score because I was basically in love with everything I was hearing. I did like 3 different arrangements of that track alone. I was working on that. The bass part became this track called Silver Caves that was used in that was used as like the build up to the climax. And just what's also interesting too, and this is the film score element, is that I will literally start hearing melodies and ideas, and sometimes in the episode file I'll just pull up a bunch of VSTs and just write the score right then and there into the track. Or I had one moment, and it was the first time it had ever happened to me, where a friend of mine asked me, hey, would you be interested in scoring the short film I've been working on? It's a bit of a passion project of mine. I'm like, sure. Sends me over a rough cut. And literally, as I'm watching it, I'm like, I hear the first motif, and I'm sitting there writing it down on a piece of paper so I don't forget it while the film keeps going.
This was really
instantly make it.
That was really fascinating to me at working with you guys, with Jake, AC, JVP, and I think Chillkid too. You guys have these stories in your head, and the music is just a vehicle for the stories that are happening. And the music plays, and I can kind of visualize, like, yeah, this is the part where, like, the wizard, he's, like, doing this thing, and this guy comes in, he's evil, and then the hero comes in, and it's, like, all this stuff. When I write music, I'm like, that riff sounds nice. That riff also fun. I hear you guys, I'm like, oh, man, I need to, like, start thinking about stories or something. I don't know.
No, that's how I wrote, too. Like, I always wanted to tell a story in a song.
Yeah, you too. There you go.
You
guys are all storytellers. It's interesting just how similar the music and the storytelling, how it is truly like that. I mean, yeah, and it's
that's how the first stories were told.
And if music doesn't fit the story, it's not good. Like, it'll tank a fucking song.
Oh no, absolutely. And I mean, that's kind of why I look up to composers. Like, when I was really starting to get into like film music specifically, I was looking up to guys like Jerry Goldsmith and Bernard Herrmann, because they were composers who said music should be there to support the emotions of the story and should be there to help kind of bring the audience into the psychology of the story. And, I ultimately kind of adopted elements of some of their styles, more Bernard Herrmann than anything else, because people just don't write like him anymore. So it's like, it's almost kind of a lost art of his sound, his, use of motifs and stuff like that. But also the big thing is what it always amounts to is, does it serve the story, and does it serve the story in the capacity it should? It doesn't take it over. It doesn't smother it. And, Golden Age, Mickey Mouse or whatever, it convey the psychology, the emotions of what is being, discussed here. And that's why I really fell in love with that piece, Golden Cloud Song, because it is wistful, it is longing, but it's also soothing, and it just fit that moment perfectly like a glove.
I think you and JVP are really onto something too with that marriage of those two things, where the music is such an integral part of the story. You with your audio, I mean, JVP, you guys both do that. I think that there's a market there, I think.
No, and the thing I love about Right Stare too is that I can look at it as a classical composition. I can see where melodic ideas are being, brought back in, are being done theme and variations. And there's a lot of, and the way the track moves from one piece to the next, and it all feels natural. It doesn't feel like, oh no, now we're doing this thing because it's cool. Now we're doing that thing because it's cool. There is an ebb and flow, and there is something that's just incredibly satisfying about it. I think my favorite part is the march towards the middle of it when you guys get to listen to it. Like literally, I was conducting that because I'd done a little conducting in like high school, and I've done more just kind of guesstimating because I don't have sheet music in front of me, listening to like classical compositions and kind of like, doing the, 4/4 timing on it. And I was literally sitting there being like, yeah, no, I can conduct this in my sleep. I can hear the timing of it all perfectly. And we were joking about 2-in-1 call. We were talking about the big thing is you're always having to give cue. So it's like, make sure you give it to the cymbals, not the goddamn clarinets.
Not the clarinets. You guys stay quiet. Shut up.
Then you
are we gonna go through and listen to some more of the album?
Is there more of the album to listen to?
Yeah, there's like a bunch of other songs.
Technically, right now, the only thing that we've got up, aside from Power, is what's on the Anvil #3 and First Strike trailer.
Do I have that link?
That's one of the first links in the private chat. I can read.
Okay, that was way the fuck up there, dude. The private chat has turned into the normal chat.
Yeah, it's much more talkative than usual. I'm not sure which one it is. Yeah, this.
Welcome to the chat. Welcome. To
meow.
The chat. In fact, this whole show is just the chat.
I was gonna hang with you guys, and I was like,
The chat.
I was just curious about the song. Sorry about my son.
You're good. Don't apologize, dude. It's babies.
He likes
babies.
metal.
He's got that voice, man. Train that thing.
My oldest in the womb, she would start dancing to ZZ Top. So we always had ZZ Top playing. Like you turn ZZ Top on, and my oldest in the womb would just all of a sudden she'd start kicking. It was really fun.
Both of my sons could tell when it was like one of my songs when they were in the belly.
That's cool.
And his he like gets quiet when he likes metal. I'm not even kidding. His favorite song, he just shuts him up. But anyway.
No, I get it, dude. It's great.
Yeah,
I love it, man. I could probably tell the story a little later when we get to super chats, but I'll never forget the first time I put on the music video Hound Dog, or no, I'm sorry, Jailhouse Rock by Elvis. Like, my daughter, my daughter, when she was 2 years old, all she wanted to watch was Elvis. Every Elvis music video that I could put on, and she just watched him, and I was like, wow.
That was like, dude, Elvis, it's a whole thing, but like, that was the first, like, that was in a time where they were trying to brand like popular music, if that makes sense. And they were experimenting, pulling things in.
History. Oh yeah.
So Elvis was targeted at like young ladies. So like, I've heard this before actually, where people will play Elvis specifically for like their young daughters, and it is crazy the visceral reaction. I don't know what it is about freaking Elvis, but
my daughter also enjoyed Elvis whenever she was real small. Yeah, I mean, I think
I'm telling you, it's engineered. I'm telling you,
2, 3, something like that.
Yeah, dude,
we haven't played it for her in a long while, but
I don't think my daughter would be into it now. But when she was a baby, like I never understood it because my mom grew up in that era, and then all of a sudden, like I didn't understand. I was like, oh, it's Elvis, like you know. But then I saw my daughter, like, could not, like, I mean, she'd be having a 2-year-old. They have their tantrums. And I literally just cue Elvis up, cast it to the TV, and bam, tantrum over. I mean, as soon as I was. It's
music, man.
Weird, dude. All right.
It heals.
This is the Anvil #3 in the First Strike EP trailer. Let's go! Oh, dude, that's so fucking great.
I had so much fun cutting that, but also that entire morning was spent just doing that Starfield fucking thing because that's like 3 video files layered on top of each other. Because I got on a big classic Doctor Who kick, and the title sequence from like 80 to 85. All I could see was that cool like RGB shift style, like, you know, Starfield. And I'm like, can I do that without having to like open up a blender?
Why do I feel like Jake is constantly in a state of wondering what drugs are like and not actually doing them? Like, just every time the guy.
One day he'll go on his ayahuasca pilgrimage.
You don't want none of this, do we? You don't want none of this. He'll never come back.
No, dude. I just be like, guys, I live in this world now. It's like, Jake, no.
The music here, you wouldn't believe it.
There's some 30-year-old dude wandering around the deserts of Arizona, and he's just making noises. It's pretty weird.
Yeah. But he just hears the most magical music, bro.
I've never heard anybody try to conceptualize a trip the way that Calta does.
You know what the worst thing is? It's even worse when I try to write one.
Oh, fuck.
No, I'm not even joking. There's a story I wrote in I think it was Red Light Bites, and it was called Technicolor Fields. And literally it's just, hey, 2 characters, drop a tab of acid, what happens next?
Well, you
That's
know,
a good idea.
talking about your writing and music, there's also a story that might involve listening to a metal album.
Oh yes,
you know,
so,
coming
yes,
up.
There might
In issue number 3.
I might have a different kind of byline in number 3. We'll put it like that.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my.
Well, and AC's in there as well. So, but I was gonna say we've got overlap here with issue number 3.
And on that note, what do you say we get to super chats, gentlemen?
Yeah,
All right, issue 3.
I'm gonna bail at the bottom of the hour. I'm feeling old. I was gonna hang out. I was like, I'm gonna close this one out, but
Dude, you are 45 minutes past
I'm
your
like
bedtime.
I'm like
proud of
I
you.
feel a very sleepy old man. I drank some coffee tonight.
I did too, man.
So,
I drank beer.
Well, that also.
if
got
I drank
carbs.
beer now, I would be asleep. I just
This is
Oh,
the way.
beer's got
All about
carbs. It
building
gives
up
you
that-
energy.
See, the key is after many years of stopping, as soon as you feel the beer, you can drink a 12-pack and not feel it at all. I hate being drunk. It's a horrible feeling. As soon as I feel it, I stop.
My body has a built-in thing where I start getting more nauseous than drunk. So after a few drinks, I'm good.
My
It's
body
weird
has
because if I have a
this,
few drinks, I just get really hungry. It's weird.
my body has this thing where if I get drunk, it feels like the flu, and it hurts really bad, and then I just don't like doing it. So
That might be the thing.
if I stop when I feel it, and then just repeat that, drink until I feel it, and just repeat that process for 9 years.
The trick, you just a couple drinks, you get that buzz on, and then you just
I don't
smoke
even
for the
like
night,
being
and you're
buzzed,
good.
dude. It's a fucking terrible feeling for. It's
Oh.
not a good feeling for me. No, being buzzed is not a good feeling for me.
Oh, is it like blue balls?
No, it's like joint. It's like joint pain.
Oh.
All right, fuck off. We're going to
Need to
super
release.
chats, you bunch of fucking degenerates.
I've heard some people say they don't like getting buzzed because they want to be drunk. You know what I mean?
No,
I don't know.
No,
Blue balls.
Mine feels like mildly feverish and like joint pain. Like when I say it feels like the flu, like it feels like the flu.
What
It's
did I
not
just
a-
come in on here?
Yeah.
Royce
Blue
was
balls,
talking
bro.
about like how he
Royce is
feels when he
apparently
orgasms.
allergic
Oh,
to his
God.
favorite thing to do.
Jesus.
Good.
I
All right.
literally am. It's all right. Mario
Super chat
Trujillo. Mario Trujillo for $2. This is HI is health insurance. Oh yeah. Answer is none of the above. Like you don't have to wear leathers to have the protection, Mario. He's like trying to one up me in the safety shit, and like I'm a safety guy. You'll fucking lose, dude.
Get him.
I love this shit out of this chat. Kikomon for $5 says Royce should start a competition. Whoever makes the best Royce Needs a Goat song wins. No.
I don't know if I'm thinking or pick it up. I have this book you would like.
Oh god damn it!
Oh, there
Screaming
Oh,
goats.
there it is.
I don't know why,
Screaming
but to
goats.
me, a voice.
Ah!
Yeah, it's a little toy. It's great.
Yeah, I remember those. I've seen those.
I think
Also-
a voice needs a goat song and needs to have a blast beat in it at some point.
No, you need a bunch of those squeezed chicken toys that just go.
Oh,
yeah,
That was a great video. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just make goat versions, and then everybody can stand there and and make a symphony out of it.
No,
Oh, yeah.
this is none of these ideas are good. None of these ideas are good.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
the
good
best
idea.
idea.
I'm surprised nobody pointed out my. Nobody said anything about my.
I can't
Who
see that small,
the
bro.
fuck is
All
that?
it looks like is a shrunken head to me, dude.
Oh, it is a shrunken head. I like
Who
it.
said-
Oh my goodness.
So you've
That's
heard
a
of
good
Pin the Tail on the Donkey, but have you heard of
Is that,
Pin the Wig of Destiny on the
Oh
Rope?
god! Fuck!
yes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Look at that. Look at it. I like Baldwin.
Maybe Anvil 4 can have it in there. I don't know.
Oh my
I like
You know
Baldwin.
what?
Simply breathtaking.
What the
Evaleigh-
fuck?
Evaleigh, let's talk. Let's talk.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Evaleigh wins the live chat. We're done. Wrap it up.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, guys.
Dude, he shows up with
Alright.
plans.
Now make one where you pin his pubes on.
Oh god,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
This is what things were like, guys. Just
See,
I'm aware.
That-
I knew
yeah,
what you were.
yeah.
Dude, I knew what you were in for. You're, like,
Yeah, you were in a chat with a bunch of musicians. We all knew what you were in for.
yeah.
It's even worse though, because now they're getting fed more material.
Yeah.
That ain't no shit. Brian
Well,
McCoppin for $20. Holy shit, McCoppin. Well, he says, holy shit. I see the ROTP swag on at least 3 screens. Here's a small donation of appreciation. Hail to the Demon
Hell yeah.
Slayers. Ah, boy, man. Dude, thank you so much, Brian.
Pick up
I-
Brian McCoppin's books, Record of the Paladin.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
so good.
Indeed.
He's got a comic adaptation coming out too, and I think a new cover for that one too.
Yes.
Yes,
I
he
love that book.
does.
Fantastic.
Love that book.
Fantastic.
Yes, he does.
Really enjoyed it.
So, now I gotta put my books back. Damn it. Damn it. There we go. Got it.
It was
Shelf.
either this shirt or the Royal Society of Wood Chipper Enthusiasts, which is my
it
pedophile
was either,
disposal
approve.
shirt.
I was either gonna do the black shirt or I was gonna do the green shirt. And the only reason I wear the green shirt is for the stream.
I went with the side of holy justice as opposed to righteous vengeance.
There you
Yes.
go.
I like Righteous Vengeance every now and then, though, brother.
Kikomon for $2. And this was saying hello to another chat member, but he says JDA, because John Della Rose came in a little while ago. So
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
always awesome
Is that
to
what
see.
it's
Hell yeah.
We have
Hell
got. I just need to like. I've messaged him like, hey John, just let me know when you want to be on the show. And I think he's too busy. I need to just be like, hey, here's a date. Be here. Because we have not had John Della Rose on this show yet, and we need to have that guy on.
I like that the celebs
Also-
come and lurk.
I know.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool. I keep waiting for Doug TenNapel to pop in here.
One
Wouldn't
of his
that be a
co-hosts has actually
coup?
showed
My
up. Mandy
God.
Summers. Mandy Summers does streams with Doug TenNapel, and
Yeah.
she's popped in a couple of times.
Yeah, he's
So-
in a lot of the same circles.
They lurk. They like us. They just don't want to admit it. It's fine.
Some of them do. And or I'll get messages from some other people that are like, dude, you have no idea the people that are watching your show. And I'm like, who? And they're like, I can't tell you. And I'm like, what the fuck? What are you?
I can't tell you the name,
about?
but the people, frankly, you would know who they
They're-
are.
They're fantastic.
They love your
The
show.
best
Just-
people.
Very fine,
like-
Finn.
Can't
Only
get
the
enough.
best people.
They love the wig.
The
Dude,
greatest
I've been
wig.
said that shit.
Fantastic
The
wig, by
part.
the way.
No, fuck off with your fucking wig shit. That fucking pin the fucking wig on the Royce shit. That fuck you, and I want it. I want you to
That's
mail
so
it to
good.
me, Evaleigh. I will.
I got
hang
it
on the
5
wall.
below. It was at 5 below. It was a whole bucket full of them.
The That's the real troll.
Royce faces?
You know what? There
That's the
will be
ultimate
a whole
prank.
bucket of them somewhere. At some
Somewhere,
point.
for sure.
Bring it,
Definitely not.
Iron Age
Right outside
barbecue.
here.
What we'll do is we'll make sure we get the drunk people. We'll blindfold them, and then they have to pin the wig on the Royce.
Yeah, let's do it.
You're gonna for
Let's
the
do
Iron
it.
Age barbecue. You're gonna have to do what, like the thing that the comedy clubs do, where everybody has to put their phone in that bag, so they don't have access to it. No pictures.
No
Actually,
such
that's-
Cell
luck.
phone bag. Cell phone bag.
No, fuck it. I do. Let's do it live.
Do live.
We'll have a wig toss. I'll set that up as one of the possible things to do at the Iron Age
Everybody
media
bring
booth.
a toupee. It'll be awesome.
And we'll toss a
Dude.
wig and land it on a watermelon, and we'll come up with some sort of a drunk ass fucking
Watermelon?
prize.
Dude, that's a fantastic idea. Wig toss, dude.
I
With
mean,
the
I think
watermelon?
And it has-
Holy shit.
Yeah, and you stand the watermelon up, and it's got to fucking land
Yep.
on the watermelon, like, you know.
Dude.
That sounds hard.
And if it lands and it looks good, you get like 5 points. If it lands but it doesn't look good, it's like
Right.
1 to 4.
You draw eyes on the watermelon first so you can see where
Yeah.
the face is.
This sounds good. I get it.
I'm
now.
going pompadour. I'm going
I'm still in
pompadour.
favor of a
fucking-
cantaloupe. I
it's
think
like
that.
No,
And you
no,
can
do
just
different
draw
fruits?
on it more
no,
easily.
no. You don't do it.
Yeah.
Cantaloupes have a rough rind on the outside, so the wig
but
won't
that's
slide
good.
up.
That's
no,
good.
it's not. That makes it easier for drunk people. I
Oh,
want drunk
yeah.
people throwing fucking wigs
I
at
don't want to
watermelons.
be. I
'cause
don't
they'll
want to
slide.
spend 4 hours throwing
Yes.
wigs at a watermelon.
Royce has a
Drunk are
point.
you?
I think we should definitely spend 4 hours throwing wigs at
I'm-
watermelons.
Oh, God.
I'm with Daniel.
Here's
Sounds
the
Yes.
thing.
fun.
And then like the last crew of the night, the guys that can actually hang, that'll be there like hanging till the morning, they'll get up, be
Also-
sitting there drinking, and then they'll just start throwing the wigs at the watermelons again.
The most competitive among us. Yeah.
That's
I need
how
to
it
start
always
practicing
goes.
immediately.
I'll
Tomorrow
be there
morning,
at
I'm gonna
2
wake
o'clock
up
in the morning, bottle up
Yeah.
like this, just
Practicing.
throwing haphazardly.
Yeah. Got to practice to beat the MVP of the night, you know.
You got to make it a drinking game. You carve a hole in the watermelon,
Yup.
a bottle of vodka,
No.
shove it in there, and let the
Whoa.
watermelon
No.
soak the vodka.
Whoa.
Whoever gets the
I was
lowest
afraid
score
that's
has
where
to
it was
cut
going.
that open and eat it.
First,
Yeah.
first one to 20.
Yes.
Or what is it? It's first 1 to 20 doesn't have to eat it. The loser out of like the 4 people has to fucking eat their watermelon. They'll get fucking glitter. And you
Yeah,
do
dude.
it vodka, and then you follow it up with a bottle of Everclear.
It should
Yeah,
be a
might as well.
reward, not a punishment.
Yeah.
All right. Tim
You're right,
Allen,
Daniel,
this
but
is not
that's
a
why you
super
sign a
chat.
pact.
Right,
You make
yes.
a pact before. We're all suffering, and there's only one winner, and that's the person who doesn't suffer. There you go.
Last man
Tim-
standing. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck it.
yeah.
All right. So we're doing wig toss for the fucking Iron Age barbecue. My wife and I are actually coming up with dates for that right now. We're trying to figure
Cool.
out. We're thinking August potentially because people are saying that that's when their shit's the most clear, but it's also really hot and humid here in the Midwest. So,
Yeah.
but that's when people can make it. So, and it's a fucking barbecue. So who gives a shit? That we'll all be liquored up as anyway. Tim
Yeah.
Allen.
Woohoo! System
Tim
shock.
Tim Allen says just hydrate days before you come.
Yeah.
Tim Allen says for the panel. This is not a super chat. This is just a chat that I caught as it was scrolling by. He says, for the panel, what songs did you guys mess around with behind the scenes? Covers. Did you guys mess around with anything behind the scenes?
We've threatened a few covers.
Yeah.
A few
Darkwing
joke
Duck
ideas.
theme, I think.
Yeah. There's always ideas tossed around.
Rangers.
There was something about Richard, a kazoo, and doing the sax solo from Rick James's Super Freak.
Yes, I forgot about
Wait,
that. The
what
kazoo
the-
solo. Look, he left. He's like, oh, they're on. They're gonna.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, nope.
He
Get
bailed.
out of here. Or he went to go get it. Live performance.
He went to get the kazoo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get your kazoo, Richard.
No, he was joking about doing a kazoo solo on the collab, and I'm like, can you do the sax solo from Super Freak?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're gonna throw that in.
Yeah, the Richard Easter egg. The Richard Easter egg.
Dude, that's fucking great.
Right.
Chill, kid. Have a good night. If that's what you're saying, don't be sorry. Stop apologizing.
He must be
love the
Canadian.
fuck out of you, dude.
You are the man, the myth,
True that.
the legend.
Mhm.
Thank you
The
for
party's
hanging
bar.
out, Chillkid.
Oh, fuck. Kikomon. for $20.
Go.
Show me.
Holy shit, dude.
Kiko
you-
better be at that. Kiko better be at that Iron Age barbecue. I'm gonna leave
Oh,
it
yeah,
at
man.
that.
Dude,
Yeah, he's
Kiko
like
lives very
localish,
close to me
right?
now.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
localish, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah,
I actually have a location that's 45 minutes away from him.
And I heard
if-
he has his own one-man like blimp. Airship. Airship is the term.
Yeah.
It's shaped like a
Dude.
giant Kikomon bottle.
You're not supposed
And it
to.
just plays the Kikomon theme song on loop while he's going.
You
Which
guys,
Why doesn't he?
You're like, what was that, Grandma? Did you hear that?
We need
you
to
guys
use
better
government.
be careful, or he's gonna come at you with a an Iron Age, cover of the Kikomon song.
Please.
Actually, the super chat was play Evaleigh's Kikomon song. Woo! I did. I was so in tear when I first saw it. I don't have the link for that. I need the link for that. The Kikomon song.
Pony up, Evaleigh.
You got to do it,
All
Evaleigh.
right, let me figure it out.
Link
Maybe-
us. Link us.
You've been called out, sir.
I'm trying. It's running slow.
Yeah.
My computer's at
In private chat.
Sweet.
Oh, there it is.
Richard for the fucking win.
Damn.
Oh, wait,
that
I
was
found
quick.
it. I found it.
All right.
They call him Quick Draw Richard.
He's pretty good, man. He's pretty good.
Well, they didn't before, but now they're going to.
Yeah, they're going to.
Forget the king. He's quick draw.
Quick Draw. Yes.
I can't believe you fucking did this, dude.
Bryce to show the cat.
I cannot fucking believe you did that, dude. That's so fucking cool.
The only thing that video is missing is the cat as like
Oh man,
popping
yeah.
up every
There's,
once in a while.
after it was done, I was like, heck.
I've-
There's in the show me, show you. I should have done the SHOYU too,
I've-
but the cat we forgot to include.
The fucking cat.
Royce.
Oh,
Just
God.
like popping up
Fuck
out
off,
of
I'm
there.
not the fucking cat, you bunch
You
of
are the
fucking
cat.
It says, he says it is. He says you're the cat. What are you gonna do? It says it.
Yeah, the funniest thing about that too is that I didn't know you made that, because one of the jokes with Power was that I'm like, give me more Mega Man metal, and then all of a sudden I hear the opening fanfare of that. I'm like, oh god, he did a video game.
I just like how they're shooting bottles of ketchup and Worcestershire sauce out of the sky because they can't compete with soy sauce.
Yes.
Real talk, there better be soy sauce nippers at this freaking barbecue.
I fucking hate all of you.
Bryce
I'm
is
building
the
another,
cat.
I'm
There you
building another
corner for
barbecue
that.
pit to fucking accommodate this damn thing. So
Let the hate
Hell yeah.
flow through you.
it's gonna be some good food. Well, and I think the idea behind this is we're gonna do somewhat of a potluck type thing, kind of, where people can like bring their recipes and they can like cook the stuff that they want to bring in, snacks and foods and stuff like that. So
I'm gonna have to be sober until I finish cooking then.
or basically what people are gonna do is they just chip into me and they just Royce, you and your wife go to the store and then you and your wife just cook for fucking 3 fucking days straight, and then that's what we'll do.
No, we go to the store
Seems
together.
legit.
That's not, well. Wrangler sends in a super chat for 420 and leaves. No message, nothing. Just fucking leaves.
I like your style, Magic Man.
I like your style. I like your words, Magic Man. My wife shows me a lot of stupid shit on the internet. Kikomon for $5 says you can only conceptualize a song that quickly when you are deep in love. Like Royce's Middle Eastern background. Wow. And thoughts of goats. Fuck you.
Lots of goats. Goat Wolf lives.
I love jokes with that setup.
That's
That's like my buddy's dad was helping him write a poem for his girlfriend on Valentine's Day because he had forgotten. He was like, I'll help you write a poem for her. He's like, Dear Jackie, roses are red, violets are blue, and your face is like the sun. He was like, oh, that's actually sweet. Like it lights up my world. He's like, nah, it hurts to look at.
Your face is like the sun.
That could be your next pinup, Ava. Like pin the Royce on the goat.
Ooh.
God damn it. No, we're not even going to
Go
start
is
that
the question.
shit.
It's like a chibi Royce.
Fuck that.
Oh,
I
like a
no.
little
remembered
super-
to put the fucking links for all
I
you
can
guys
picture
in the
that.
description and then below. So, I did that. The links in the description below. Oh, fuck. The Ultimate Kahuna for $1.99
Why is the goat
says,
screaming?
No. It's just God. Fuck you, JVP, for laughing.
Sorry.
Thought we were bros. Yeah, it was funny as fuck.
Hey,
what do you expect?
I defended you with the goat stuff, and I still will, but funny's funny. Funny is funny.
It's funny, yeah.
No such thing as friendly fire on this stream.
Fuck no. Friendly fire is a way of life. What are you talking about? The Ultimate Kahuna for $1.99. This is for all you music kahunas. Woo!
Woo!
I can't do it like he does it. He's a big man. He's got it. He knows how to do it.
He's got the
He
lungs.
does.
Straight from the diaphragm.
All right.
Yes.
All right. And the last super chat that came in for the night. This is a question for everybody. The Ultimate Kahuna. Favorite rock / metals sing. Go. Favorite?
A favorite
Light?
song for rock / metal?
Favorite singer? No, favorite singer by the sounds of it.
Oh, singer?
Or he wants us to
singer.
sing. Favorite rock / metal. Ooh. Honestly,
Maybe he
dude,
meant song.
favorite rock / maybe he meant song. He could have meant song. Do we want to go with song or singer? What do we want to go with?
Let's go with song.
Okay.
I'm down for both too. I don't care.
Currently or all time?
All time.
Yeah, it's got to be all time.
I'll go first.
Ooh.
Phil Ansamo, Cemetery Gates. As much as I have I'm not the biggest fan of Phil nowadays, but you just can't deny how he sounded at
Cemetery
Cemetery
Yeah,
Gates.
dude.
Was just legendary.
Cemetery Gates. Oh.
Something unheard of since.
All right. And just because I've loved him since I was a kid, one of my favorite fucking singers, because not a lot of voices like it, but Sully Erna from Godsmack. Sully Erna from Godsmack, just, you don't hear a lot of guys like that. And I know a lot of people have it, but man, dude, he's been killing it for fucking 30 years. And he's still coming out with music that sounds really fucking decent. He's one of my favorites. I don't have a favorite, but I'm just like, who was I listening to the other day that I really appreciated? Because that's the best I can fucking do. Like,
I'm gonna say Matty Mullins. The older, the better. There is a little Goldilocks zone for Matty with the album right before Challenger for Memphis Mayfire. As far as a particular song goes, I'm gonna have to say that I need to think a little bit more on that. But that's my artist, Matty Mullins.
dude, there's so many fucking good ones out there, though.
I'll say this: favorite all-time singer. It's like a coin. Not even coin flip. I'm just gonna say it's probably Glenn Hughes. Great in Deep Purple. Great in Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
Great in Hughes Thrall. Great with Gary. I mean, there's not a single thing the man hasn't been fucking great in.
Oh,
But all-time favorite metal song is it's got to be Stargazer by Rainbow, because they're very few tracks can be that long and hold like your attention for the full length. It's like an 8+ minute track, and I get lost in it every time. The only other tracks that do that for me are Megalomania by Black Sabbath, which is nearly 10, and Kashmir by Led Zeppelin.
Oh, fuck off,
Yes.
dude. You didn't even say Greengrass and High Tides. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, Greengrass and High Tides is fucking incredible.
Also, I will say favorite track from Glenn Hughes is probably, it's easy to say Burn, because that's like the all-time classic Deep Purple thing for him, but I'm going to say Seventh Star by Black Sabbath. I listen to that almost every fucking day, and I get lost in it every single time. Dude's got chops. He's called the voice of rock for a reason, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. I got a song, by the way. I thought of one. I do have a favorite song right now. It's really hard for me to think of a favorite song usually, but I do have a favorite one right now.
Oh,
I'm not even being cheeky. Royce, I'm not even being cheeky. I swear to God. I swear to God. And this was my favorite song before any of the jokes, okay? So it's by Polyphia, and the song is called GOAT.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's like about being the best, you know? But dude, it's fantastic. There's no vocals on it. And if you want to talk about some killer bass, bro, they literally take turns. The band does, each instrument. They got their like godly lead guitarist or whatever, their bassist and their drummer. So they all like take turns doing their little solo, and that's the entire song. But it's like progressive, and it like tells a story or something. And just like the imagery of the video, man, like, oh, you gotta check it out. GOAT. Check it out.
That's
also shout out to Tim Allen, Savage's John Oliva. Good choice. Although I'd say my song would probably be Strange Wings, just because the dude gets to do a duet with freaking Ray Gillen, and Ray Gillen is underrated as hell.
Dude, fucking The Hedge was listening to Symphony X the other day, and I was just like, oh.
I couldn't get into those guys. They had a couple good songs, but not my bag. The progressive metal stuff, I feel like, I struggle with it, which goes back to what we were talking about, the weird time signatures and things of that nature. I got to go with Bjorn Speed Strid of Soilwork and Night Flight Orchestra, and also Donna Canone, my number one favorite singer. Keo from Durangray. If you've never heard Keo, really go all out. That dude's he's a nut. The noises he can make, like a hawk taking off, he can sing, he can do the gutturals. It's wild.
Hell
and
yeah.
the guy's like this tall.
I love Durangray.
He wears no shirt, and he has like Adidas pants and Adidas shoes, and he has this little platform, and he gets on there, and he'll like tear his face open. Guy's nuts. Wild singer, amazing. Andy Derrick, Halloween, great power metal single. I got to go with Johnny Craig from Dan Scott and Dan.
Very
and then
good.
favorite songs probably ever. I got to go Embody the Invisible in Flames from Colony.
Oh, my wife would love that. Go on.
And I do that opening. Oh, so tasty.
Dude.
And then I got to go with Like the Average Stalker, Soilwork, Predator's Portrait. That lead at the beginning with the bass doing its own. Forget about it.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Oh, fuck.
So there's like a whole album worth of banger songs.
Pretty much. Pretty much, man. That's not even a fucking lie.
Oh, and a bunch of really talented
I have to
singers.
go with Manowar, Brothers of Metal.
Hell yeah.
Dude.
There we go.
Classic. Yeah.
Bands play.
It's ballad. It's fucking metal. It's amazing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I know too much music. I know way too much music. I've never. Well, here's the problem: is I've never been the type of person that'll I only listen to one style of music. I listen to everything all the time, and it like when people come over to the house and have like music on while I'm barbecuing, it like fucks with them because they're like, wait a minute, that's whiplash in a fucking half. Because I go from classical to 1940s to fucking gangster rap over to fucking country, and they're just like, okay, you need to fucking pick a genre. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm good. I will say this: generally, there is a song in every genre that I can find that I really like. I have not found one in K-pop that I like yet. Well, is there going to be one there? Probably, but as of right now, I haven't found it.
I'm just imagining you listening to hundreds of hours of K-pop searching
Yes.
for song.
No, that's not how it works. Usually, how it works is like, holy fuck, this is really good. Like,
But it's how I'm
actually-
visualizing it.
Yeah, well, fuck off.
Hey, Royce,
Actually,
do you have Ace of Base in that that playlist you have for barbecue?
No, I don't. I actually need to fucking add it though.
It
He
needs
has
to be
not
on it.
solved
You
Only
need
for
to add
this.
it.
I will add it specifically because you fucking
4 hours
said it.
in. Yes.
And ABBA.
His eyes are not open.
That and the fucking Venga Boys. Now that I think about it.
Oh god.
Oh, you gotta add some snow. You know
was
what
that the
snow
Six
is?
Flags commercial?
No.
Informer. You don't know? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm showing my age here. Yeah, there you go.
All right, Keep on for $2 says favorite song by Sabaton.
I'm gonna go
40
Soldier of Heaven.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever fucking listened to Sabaton.
Yeah, I need to listen
I
to more
haven't either,
Sabaton.
dude. Don't worry.
Heaven's badass.
Well,
I
Royce,
haven't
you said you like Nickelback. Do you have a favorite Nickelback song?
No, I actually don't. That's why they're my
Oh,
favorite
damn.
band. Is because
Yeah,
every
hell yeah.
song that I've listened to by them, I'm like, no, they're all solid. They
Yeah.
all have a unique take. It's
Huh?
but I've been listening to them for fucking a long time. There are days that there are. I will say this: as far as because I grew up in the early 2000s, the album that I felt had the best mix on it from start to fucking finish, and I listened to it cover to fucking cover, and I loved that album when I was in high school, was the All American Nightmare album by Hinder.
Oh,
There
man.
was-
yeah.
There
Yeah,
was.
they came out swinging for sure.
They did, but there was something big. Dude, that album had every different style, every different emotion that you could think of in an album on one fucking album. And they ended it with just a fucking hilarious fucking track. And I loved that album and its flow from start to fucking finish. They come out with the sex, drugs, and rock and roll style songs.
Yeah.
They come out with the songs about looking at yourself in the mirror and who the hell have you become. They've,
Right.
the songs that you remember the days back, the back in the day with the boys, and I'd like Put That Record On is my favorite song off that fucking. But that album, cover to cover, this is like right at the tail end when albums weren't becoming a thing anymore because iTunes was taking off, but man, I bought that album and I listened to it cover to cover so many fucking times, and I was just like, damn it, these guys, they really had something here. And it was great cover to cover, man. It was fucking fantastic.
Hinder kind of reminds me of Elvis in a way. I feel like they did the same thing where they, like you said, they have a little bit of everything. That's on purpose. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
a lot of
it was so viral.
Guys did that. A lot of the classic guys, you never knew what the next song was going to be on an album, whether it was going to be a fucking ballad or whether it was going to be power metal. Like, there were, and I respect the hell out of guys that do that,
Metallica is probably one of the most famous.
Yeah.
Like, they're famous to do that. Well, hey, just from my perspective.
No. Everything
just
before the
thought
fucking
of,
Black album.
Conceptually, there's an album by Bury Your Dead called Beauty and the Breakdown, which every track is allegorically based around a fairy tale concept, and it's
fucking cool.
It's awesome. And the dude has this great ability to make growl, scream sounds, but make them sound lyrical and musical, and it just blows me away.
I think that you just reminded me of a band, Alaska. Do they do the song Alaska? Bury Your Dead?
I don't know.
No, they don't.
So.
I'm searching right now. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. They're good stuff.
Well, gentlemen.
12 Stroke of Midnight is fucking amazing, though. You should check it out.
I will.
Really quickly, gentlemen, we're going to start the sign-offs, and I'm going to do this for everybody, for Chillkid, because he was having internet issues. Guys, go check out Chillkid, and make sure that you see what he's got to offer. And while everybody is doing their outros this evening, I think just maybe
number one Iron
we
Age,
should
number one Iron Age
not that one, this button. let's listen to some Chillkid for the outro.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hail Chillkid.
By the way, I know I disappeared for a minute, but Chillkid has a new album out. I don't know if you guys mentioned it, but he released it
Try
at
Hard.
Christmas. Yes,
Links
Try
will
Hard.
be
Hey,
in description.
Yes. It's a great
Pick up
album.
Try Hard and then
The links
Chillkid.
are in the description.
Yeah.
Get me that link so I can throw it in.
They're all in the private chat.
The ska recap in particular now, man.
All right.
It's tasty. So much fun.
There you go.
So, Mr. AC Pritchard, where can we find you? What do you do?
I make music, I write, I talk on Twitter sometimes, and stay at home with my son. So you can find me on Twitter while I'm writing and making music and all this at _C_Pritchard. I have free content on my Substack. It's my ongoing, like my progressive, my mythic progressive fantasy, like not progressive as in like the political term, but like progressive as in like unfolding, like there's no end plan for it. It's a all ages coming of age story about bonding with animals magically. So it's like my take on like Pokemon and like Avatar and other like inspirations, you know, that I've all rolled into my own creation. And you can find my my debut book on Amazon.com/author/AC Pritchard. That's the source material for the comic that's coming out in Anvil Magazine issue 3, which you can pick up at anvilmagazine.com. Yeah, I highly suggest you do. There's a lot of great people in there. And of course, First Strike, first of many, hopefully. Pick that up with the issue as well. And Pritchard Pub on YouTube. Sub to the pub. Come check out our live stream. I'll probably have all these guys here on at some point once we're more settled here. Cheers.
Fuck
Thank
yeah,
you.
man.
Good job.
Thank you so much, dude. Evaleigh Music, where can we find you? What do you do?
I make music. I am on every streaming platform that's out there. Just type in my name, Evaleigh, and you can find all my newest stuff. I haven't done any releases in a little while, but I've been working on music for a lot of different people, a lot of different projects out there. The most recent one, Mr. Daniel P. Riley, G Sedai. I was fortunate enough to be a part of that, and it's doing awesome. It's gonna be great. Go pick up a copy. Go get the books. They're fantastic. And I'm hoping to release something new myself summer for myself, but I'm working on things with a lot of other people, including one collaboration, at least, that has kind of
mysterious
fractured off from the different ongoings. So plenty to look forward to. But yeah, I also have a Bandcamp. But just go listen on any whatever platform you're on.
I still want to get back to that thing that I bothered you and JVP about a while back. But
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah.
life got in the
That fell off,
fucking
huh?
way on that one.
Yes.
dude. Like that was but no, dude. I still want to get back to that. I was thinking about that the other day. I
Heck
was
yeah.
like, fuck, we should do that because it'd sound killer.
It would.
But
It would.
JVP, what?
Yeah.
What do you got? Where you go? How you do?
Ruthless issue 2.
I don't
The
have
ar-
your fucking link. You're the one person I don't have the link to.
I will. I'll send it to you. Basically, actually, don't even worry about the link. If you search for JVP Music on YouTube, you'll find me. Sub to my channel. Twitter, J_V_P. Oh my God, too much liquor. J_V_P_Music.
Not
Right
yet.
on Twitter. That's it. That's all I have. Sub to that stuff. Ruthless issue 2, my heavy metal audio comic, is the art is done minus a couple alterations. We went to 2 rounds of proofing. The lettering's done, the video's done, the effects are done. It's going to be out this month, guys, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. We really went hard with improving every aspect of that art, and that the narration, the writing, the story, the voice acting, the music, the art, everything, and how it all gels together. Like, we really kind of revamped everything, and it's a lot. I just can't wait for it to be out. So much better than the first one. I want to release it. It's a free product. It'll be on YouTube, just like issue 1. And I want it to be something that the Iron Age can just look at, spend 22 minutes, 23 minutes watching it, and be like, yeah, this is something that we're proud to say this is part of the Iron Age, and we're going to share this out. So
Yeah, dude.
that'll be out soon, and we'll go from there.
Awesome, man.
It's fantastic.
Mr. J.Calta.
Oh boy, gonna be a little more tactical about this one. If you're curious about what I'm doing in the world of music, you can check out my Bandcamp. That's jacobkelta.bandcamp.com. See what kind of electronica and other assorted frolics I get up to there, including some of the stuff I talked about tonight. Some of the stuff from Alan Firedale you can actually find on the Alan Firedale original soundtrack, Volume 1, there on Bandcamp. And if you also want to take a special little single that's me and Hair JVP cooked up, Wolves of Steel is also up on Bandcamp. Yeah, and speaking about those gosh darn wolves, if you want to keep up on the updates as far as how the books are coming along, 365infantry.substack.com will be the place for updates on the 2023 annual collection and everything that flows from there. And also, one last shout out to DMR Books, a purveyor of fine fantasy, horror, and adventure fiction in the classic pulp tradition. Dave is good people. Support him.
It's awesome, man. Mr. Daniel P. Riley.
That's me. I am Daniel P. Riley of whimsyland.org, literary coaching and services. I will help you bring your dream into reality, one coaching session or editing work at a time. Also, the G-Sedai #1 Color Pop Special Edition is just $200 away from that stretch goal where I can give everybody a discount on the next issue. So if you haven't backed it yet, get involved.
That's
$10 even.
Cool.
$10 for the digital version just gets us to that 3K milestone, and I can start pestering Luke Stone for that discount code.
How they grow so fast. He's actually advertising himself this time.
I know.
I am just drunk enough to not care. It's cool.
That's fucking great. It usually takes him to that point, man. And Mr. Richard from Iron Age Media. Good sir.
Yeah, as always, you can find. I was gonna say I posted a bunch of updates this week on ironage.media, and you can go read what's going on there. If you want to subscribe, if you want physical copies of issue number 3 or Anvil or First Strike, go ahead and order those before January 20th, because I'm not going to be able to order more. There will be a little bit of overrun, but I don't have it planned. And if you want the Forge Master tier, where I'm actually stamping the magazine on the anvil. Mutilating. I'm shutting that down. No more Forge Masters are sold after January 20th. And that's because I realized if I'm going to have to do reorders, the last thing I want to do is have to reorder extras because I botch half of them, whenever trying to stamp it. So.
Awesome, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for being here on Iron Age Nights. And tune in tomorrow night. I'm going to be doing a special back and forth with Richard Embry about the state of indie comics. And all this came about from that thing that I did with Ethan Van Sciver a few weeks ago. So might be spicy, might not. Who knows? But tune in tomorrow night.
It'll be spicy.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for being here. And oh my God, we did it!
2.5 minutes for 3 hours. We should have just pushed it.
Oh yeah,
sir.